You are asked to make a fundamental decision. You vote for who to pick up a gun, knowing only one single data point: the religion. You have an agnostics, an atheist, and Isese. You are to vote just one person to pick up a gun and kill one person. You don't know who that will be, but you are going to vote for this person to pick up a gun. And if that vote end up being that you are the one chosen, who will you kill?
Just one question. Let me ask, is this one Sunni or Shia?
So I believe that the fact that somebody can be so intentional in this generation to say he is an Isese person, that person is a reasonable person.
There is that father I know that in their mosques they were fighting over who is going to become chief imam, and they are using jazz against each other.
No God in Yoruba land is accepting a human being as sacrifice.
If there was a time they used to sacrifice twins too
in Yoruba land, there was no such instance. When Mary Slessor ended killing of twins was in Calabar, not in Yoruba land.
Elonia, this is Rational Dialogue, episode 8. The conversation you are about to watch borders on religion. If you are not comfortable with such topic, please, I will advise you not to proceed. But if you want to learn more about different biases built into religion over the years and different atrocities that have been committed in the name of God, I will advise you to sit tight and follow along as we unfold, starting out with a thought experiment that show biases people had against different religious beliefs. I think atheists are the most hated on this conversation. That is why we now advise you to quickly jump from being a religious person to being an atheist or the agnostic type. Without further ado, I will see you in the body of the conversation. Last week, we had this episode about prayer. If you watch that episode with us while we are discussing prayer and people were standing for their religion, you will know that there's a need for a follow-up. And that's why we are here today. We want to follow up that argument. Like, really? You think you know what you are saying? You think your God is right? Really? Let's establish what are the credences, what are the materials, what are the truism in your religion that says that you know what you are doing. So essentially today, the Christian will be arguing and defending their 10 commandments, right? The Isese will tell us why they are the best religion for us to relate with and why they have the best principles for everybody to follow. The Islam, of course, will tell you that all the bombing that are happening doesn't have anything to do with them. And I hope the agnostics and the atheists of this world have something to say about why they are not foolish, like the Bible wants people to believe, and why, obviously, they don't need to invite God in order to make the right decision in their mind. And why there is no evidence that is pointing that if you are an atheist or an agnostic, there is the fact that you are going to be a suicide person, suicide bomber, or I think there's an argument about the fact that most serial killers are atheists too. Okay, we are going to find all of that out in today's discussion. But I'm starting with the thought experiment, and I think everybody is already aware of it in some regard, which is this idea that let's imagine that all of us here, we are in a room. And you are asked to make a fundamental decision. You vote for who to pick up a gun, knowing only one single data point: the religion. So you have an agnostic, an atheist, a Christian, a Muslim, and Isese. You are to vote just one person to pick up a gun and kill one person. You don't know who that will be, whether it's going to kill you or kill any other person. You don't know, but you are going to vote for this person to pick up a gun. And if that vote end up being that you are the one chosen, who will you kill? Very simple question. And we are starting with Dan Smith. If you are in that room and you are to vote for who to pick up the gun and kill one person, because you know the resources that are available cannot sustain all of the people that are alive or something, who will you vote for? The Isese guy, the agnostic brother that is not sure about whether God exists, the Christian that believe that is God, their God created heaven and earth, created the earth before the sun, or the Islam God that permits suicide bombing?
The Islam God does not permit suicide bombing.
Okay.
In the first place. So that let's get that straight.
Okay.
So now,
you know.
If I should vote for who should be in possession of the gun, it depends on the kind of Muslim guy in the room.
But you don't know that now. You only know that this guy is a Muslim.
I don't know that. I only know this guy is a Muslim. Maybe moderate or an extremist. I don't know. And also, I don't know if the atheist in the room is the estimate, the one who could just open his eyes and just spray everybody bullets. I don't know if that's the kind of.
There's no data that is pointing atheists to be that kind of guy.
No data now. I think I'd rather go for the Christian guy.
Okay. Why were you there?
I haven't, or should I say the report of an extremist Christian is low. As in the report of them being a terrorist is low compared to.
Do you know about the KKK clan?
KKK.
Yeah.
I think those ones are more of white supremacists. I don't know.
And they are branded as with Catholic or Anglican belief or something like that. It's not as if they just became white. They are religious group.
KKK.
Do your research. They are religious.
I think
KKK
is
They
white
are more
supremacists.
pronounced as a
white supremacist, but they are branded in religious beliefs. They are branded in religious beliefs.
I don't know.
And there are many crimes attributed to the Catholic Church committed too. They can be quite very extreme too. They can use extreme measures. In fact, there are many places where they have used extreme measures to spread Christianity too.
Of course, we read about the Crusaders.
You can do your research on the KKK if you are doubting.
We read about the Crusaders. Those are spreading the Christian religion, and they did that with force, like they kill people and so.
But you are saying in modern time, Christian.
In the modern time, the Christians seems to be.
My own argument is that they are not exempted for crimes. If you are considering, if there are crimes in the name of religion, they are not exempted in any regard.
Yeah, but I think theirs is a little bit moderate.
Okay.
Compared to, Muslim. Of course, I wouldn't kill somebody. Even the Quran prohibits killing someone. So I wouldn't kill somebody. But then we have people that are based on false beliefs. People that use some part of Quran that has different context. They misuse the context and carry on their political agenda. So they hide under the umbrella of being a Muslim and say, okay, they are a terrorist and they are this so group. Those kind of people, I don't trust them. I'm not sure if that is kind of person in the room at that point in time. I don't want to give that person a gun.
Okay. So if you are the one that was voted, what will you do? Who will you?
First of all, me, I'm not a killer.
Okay.
Even ordinary fowl, I can't kill.
Okay.
Man used to say if I want to kill the fowl.
But who will you eliminate out of the? Who will you?
Who will I eliminate?
You have the elimination power.
Okay, if I say I'm in my Hitler's bag. Who will I kill?
Who will you eliminate? The people are waiting. People want to know your answer. Why are you overthinking this thing?
I'll kill somebody.
Who will it be? Who will it be?
Just pick one.
This is one of the reasons why betrayers don't like agnostic type of people, because they are always in between. Now, who will you kill? Simple, or let's put it like who you eliminate. Not necessarily kill. Maybe it's not like just eliminate out of. Put that word, since that word is more mild. An elimination can mean different things. So who will you eliminate out of the pack?
The atheist.
Why? Why will you kill the atheist?
I had a revelation moments ago from now.
Okay.
I learned about this guy, Joseph Stalin.
Stalin. That is an atheist.
Yeah, even he pronounced himself an atheist.
Okay.
So, and we all know he is a villain.
Okay.
To some extent.
So because of that, just one Stalin.
And several other cases too. There's this Unibomber.
Okay, he's an atheist too.
I think he's an atheist.
Oh, please let me fact check that too.
Yeah.
So Unibomber is an atheist.
Yeah, I think he's an atheist.
So, atheists are serial killers and bombers.
And also, I should kill somebody. Why?
Because that's the rest of people, that's the number of people that can survive. Based on maybe oxygen that is available, I don't know. Somebody needs to go.
Anyways, I wouldn't kill anybody, but somebody needs to take the bullet.
So, do you kill the atheists?
The Unibomber is not an atheist.
It's not an atheist.
Unibomber is an
Fast
check. Unibomber is not
It didn't align with
an
them
atheist.
It's
So-
an environmentalist. All
So-
those.
an environmentalist.
Stanley, because
He believed
Stanley.
he was skeptical of technology that will kill clinical, blah blah blah. It was that.
So
long.
it's not clear what his
It's not-
religious
it's not clear.
affiliations are. What.
So because Stanley killed in the past, blah blah, in the this guy wants to kill he doesn't think atheists deserve life. It's okay. Be Tracy.
Yeah.
So what will you do? ASAP, fast.
To use the so I won't use the word kill and everything. I don't want anything. So
So
unalive.
who you vote for?
So
Who you
I
vote
will
for?
vote to put
Fellow
to
Isese.
sleep to put to sleep the atheists.
Okay.
Like he also said. But the only difference is that at least we can help us confirm if there's a way to confirm after death. Though I'm not really sold on that, but if there's a way to confirm after death, like it can help confirm if there's an existence of a God or not, or as the case may be. I think I will put that one to sleep.
You put the atheists to
sleep.
To sleep. Okay.
But about the one I will give the gun to,
Sorry for cutting you short.
Okay.
I just confirmed that the Unibomber, his parents were atheists.
Okay. His
He was
parents-
brought up in an atheist home.
was raised
Okay.
atheist.
It was
So
raised
it was
in
atheist.
a atheist home. Okay, good. We'll fast check that.
If I check it.
So to complete, so I would give the gun to an Isese fellow, and the reason for that is mostly because since I'm not aware of any other, what's the name? Any other. I don't have any knowledge of any other thing in that situation. I know at least that the Isese guy can further my religious
Even if you end up
plans,
killing you,
my
right?
religious vision. You know, even if it ends up, I wouldn't worry. It's not.
Man.
I've handed the gun to who I've handed the gun to. I've
So
already
you
made that
want more
decision.
Isese people in the world?
I think I would be happy. I would be happy if everyone is even an Isese believer. So I would be happier if that's the case. I'm going to be honest with you.
But the atheist is qualified to go and help you test whether there's God.
I think he can help us. He can help us.
I will come back to you.
Yeah,
What's your own opinion?
My opinion.
Is that the atheist guys too, they should die?
I cannot.
Sorry. Let me. Are we separating atheists and agnostics here?
Yes. And ethics is a definite stand. Agnostic is.
I will put the agnostic to sleep to help us confirm since he's no sorry sorry about that. Like I put the agnostic to sleep so that he help us do that confirmation if that's possible.
So the agnostics, since they are in doubt,
Yeah,
they should go and check,
clear
confirm
is out that
whether.
as the case may be.
Okay, it is well. The agnostics will go and confirm whether there's God for us. I don't want to connect with the agnostics and get
What I know is that even if he does not bring back the data, the person the doubt will be resolved in the end of that person at the end of the day.
That's
whether person meets God or not.
Person meets God or
how
not.
do you know the outcome?
I'm not interested in the outcome.
It's just a bad
not
idea.
interested.
We will examine.
No, like you can go and confirm.
That's Smith, leave him. We will examine his bigotry very soon. What's your point?
So I'm a Christian and I'm not in the business of unaliving people.
Okay.
But
You are not in the business of unaliving people.
but if we are on a spaceship and we have only this thing that can cater for a limited number of people, I would vote for a Christian to choose
Okay.
because for obvious reasons.
Because you guys are Christian and
There's-
you guys are
there's-
branded in
there's-
right and wrong.
There is higher chance that we have similar stands. So that way you can represent me at least to a particular level. Better than others. Now, who am I going to unalive? I think the best person to unalive is the atheist.
Okay. Because
Because the atheist
don't believe in God.
and the point with the atheist is that they are these people of pride that always want to poke nose with others and always want to say this and this and this. And for that reason, For that reason, I think they should go. At least one less argument.
Okay, because you are not interested in progressiveness. You are not interested to dialogue anymore.
No,
you prefer that there's God and we should all just keep quiet.
The point is,
and the Bible is correct about the nature of reality. We should just keep quiet.
The other people could actually have a common thing that they think about, at least to a large extent. Which is the fact that they might believe in separate, different kind of God, but they believe in God. So that way, we are closer than somebody that is far extreme, and we don't even know anything that we can actually attach to how he's going to react.
Okay.
We don't know.
You still have the agnostic then.
Of course, we still have the agnostic, but agnostic has not concluded.
So you can still convert him. You can still change his mind.
Agnostic are still more ready to listen if you can find a way to convince them.
Okay.
Rather than
Josh, it's okay, fine. We love you, Josh.
The Sheshe guy should go and join his ancestors. Anyways, that's coming from me that I've not even killed a chicken before. I've not killed a chicken before.
Who you vote for first? Who will you vote for?
To carry go.
Yeah, nah, to make a good decision with the gun.
To make a good decision.
Just based on their religion.
Okay, so I believe the agnostic will think. Right? I think there's a high chance that he won't just dogmatically carry the gun, and then he may at least consider the fact that we are saying, is there any possible way that he can interrogate the data? I think so. There's high likelihood, since I don't have any other data. The only data I know is just the label that is in front of them. Yeah. So there's a chance that I can interrogate the data. Now, because even the atheist, right? He has concluded that there's no God. They are at the extreme version of atheist has concluded there's no God. So he might not even. And then for the religious people, those ones who there's God without any proof, they said they are believing. So I think with the agnostic, there's chance that he might question the gun is carrying. That's one. And then two is what?
Yeah, that if you are now the one that is voted, you are the agnostic that is still voted now.
Okay, I think I made that. Okay, the Sheshe guy can go and join this ancestor. And here's why. The reason is because of all, right? I think I have funny memories of those that are Sheshe people.
Exactly.
Growing up. And then even history points to the fact that of all of them, they are likely the most docile. At least the rest are quite ambitious with the fact that their faith, they even want to propagate it and then want to colonize other people with it. But the Sheshe guy is the one that supposedly have one tradition and then some people that perhaps are not smarter than him came around and then took over the entire belief that he has. So I believe they are likely the most docile of history. Suggests that they are the most docile of all the people there, and I don't think more people like that are needed.
Funny enough, it seems like we are sharing the answer because primarily I will vote for the agnostic guy because I believe that fundamentally if you are still agnosticism kind of involved that you are in dialogue with your reality, right? Essentially. So if you are in dialogue with reality, it means that you are always considering stuff, which I mean that definitely. But I'm locked with the option of killing the onboarding the, let me put the word, onboarding the the Muslim guy or the Isese guy. The reason is that the Isese guy are hypocrites at their best. I don't know anyone that I've seen that is practicing Isese that you not see this Christian
3-1
Isese combination thing or Muslim, especially Muslim, they hide under they are Muslim, but then they will still be wearing this thing, asho gbere to mosques. I remember there's this time that I was I was at Yana Church. There's this affair.
They are cultural Muslim. Right?
Cultural Muslim. there's this affair that I know that in their mosques they were fighting over who is going to become chief imam, and they are using jazz against each other. They are fighting over who's going. They
At
are
least
using
they believe they are using jazz against each other. At least.
the first, the one that will lead the prayer, we wear bante. The one that we do whatever behind him, we also wear something that they are using it against each other. That somebody will be fainting while they are praying. Somebody will be messing.
Like you saw it.
Read time. That's what they are doing. Report.
Anyways,
I'm going somewhere.
okay.
I'm going somewhere before you anyways me. Real time, they will be fighting each other like that, like, and they will give us report. All I see is that there is report of what's happening. Like one was messing, like unprovokedly, irrepeatably.
Which one be true?
So
Which one be true? Just tales by the moonlight. Tales by the moonlight. Which one not be true?
I'm not saying they are true.
And so you are saying that, see, that's what happened.
He said these reports.
And he says so.
Deep
And we are listening to the
and all they will say is that they are Isese on. If you meet them on on a typical weekend, they will say they are Isese. Our forefather left us things. That's all these Afa will be clean. They will be doing Bashiru, Bobby. What I'm kidding. This thing that is black like this, as you doing. So I think they are hypocrites. They tend to contaminate every water. So they are not really clear on what they are doing, and then they don't know. They don't really have a stand. If you ask me Tracy today, I know that's what you be saying. Yeah, like you don't need to wear wristband. You don't need to initiate thoughts. We don't really stand for anything. Our forefathers have, that's where they are. So I hate their hypocrisy. But at best,
but do you know that you didn't paint any picture of an Isese person here? What you painted is a picture of Muslims that are mixing their religion. Nothing to do with Isese, but you found a way to believe that it is Isese responsible for it. It's very funny.
I think they are hypocrites majorly because you guys don't have clarity of. They are in between. They're always in between things. They have not really seen any Isese person.
He's saying they parade themselves as imam. They are fighting for chief imam using jazz. How is that related to Isese? That said. They are
always in between. My point is this: they are always in between. I'm not. If I see anyone that look like he's standing for Isese, it should be Tracy also. Almost any other person that I've seen that really say, even the Tracy says something I don't know which apologies he is. Sometimes he argue for Christian, sometimes he go here and there and back and forth. But I think it's the context of argument. But then I have the Muslim guy. The problem I have with the Muslim guy is this simple problem of extremism. Islam have locked their book. They said there's no other religion after their own, and if you don't accept it, they are going to propagate it by fire by force, no matter how. And then, although some moderate, quote unquote, moderate Muslim, we argue that no, they are not in our camp. They are cherry picking who is part of them, because Christians too, they need to be responsible for what CNS, Kerubu, and Co are doing, and they need to even account for what Catholics are doing. So they did not come and say they are not part of them. But some Muslims will argue that they are not part of us. But we know that it's Allahu Akbar they are saying when they are bombing. So if I'm looking for the progress thereof going forward, I think I'm going to say let the Muslim guy, the Isese guy, we can see correct. We know that for a fact the Isese guy is always we can colonize him. He doesn't really stand for much, so we can colonize. So I think that's my vote. It's probably on board the Muslim
please,
guy.
just before you move ahead, I think I was going to add this okay, if they say after that person, who is the next? You understand? If I'm going to pick, okay, of all the list, we didn't even add Hindu and Kwankwa, and I don't even know so much about
I don't know about them.
But for say, if I were going to pick a Muslim, for example, I will say, please give me an opportunity. Just one question. Let me ask: is this one Sunni or Shiite? If it's Sunni, there's chance that because I've seen many people in the West now, that they are very, very moderate with their beliefs and claim. But you see those Shiite, those Iraq, Afghanistan,
Hezbollah
I don't know how to deal with those.
They know how to exert violence, and I don't think it will be good for the team going forward. I think it's just people we can see colonizers. Is this today that they are colonizing them? So that's what I'll go for the Muslim guy. I on board the Muslim primarily, but then if I know something about the Muslim guy that is just a moderate guy.
So before we proceed, let me correct some notion. Which is clearly stated in the Quran that don't add anything to Islam.
Okay.
Like you said, you heard the story of one imam wearing bante to this thing. If you are doing that, you are not a Muslim. It's clear.
You guys, you are hearing you. If you are doing that, you are not a Muslim.
You are not a
This
Muslim.
coming from Ibn Dauda.
Right, okay, good.
In fact, there's a part of the Quran that says if you do divination, your prayer is not going to be accepted for 14 days or something. Like that.
Exactly.
So if you are
And
here
also, there's a part of Quran that said, "Let their religion be their religion. Let our own be our own. Do yours. Let us do ours too." So there's nothing like, okay, let's add Isese to Islam. Let's add Christian to Islam. No,
Mixture.
be yours. Let me be my own. There's no mixture here. It's very, very clear.
Oh, crystal clear. Now I love
So
that.
it's the Isese people that are confused. Perhaps.
Probably.
So what you are saying is that those are they Muslim or they are Isese?
maybe the Isese guy should claim them. But it's very, very clear that, okay, once you are doing that, you are not part of us anymore.
Are those chief imams Isese guys? Ask yourself that question.
They are fighting for chief
They
imam.
are fighting for
Those
their
imams fighting for position of chief imams, are they Isese guys? Answer that question in your mind.
Now, two of you need to defend something. Why do you just wake up? You have not given me a solid reason why you want the atheists of your book.
So
of
now
your shit.
let me actually speak jokes apart, because that one, what I said earlier, was mostly for humor, of just to show that who needs to die, the person that is in doubt or the person that is convinced. So let's help the person that is in doubt to actually confirm his suspicion. If there is a way to confirm, if death is a way to confirm the suspicion we are talking about. But that's just mostly jocular. But in the real sense,
Okay.
I think I would let go of the atheists, and that's the only reason for that is because I can have. There's a chance. Hey, don't mind me. I'm not saying this is 100%, 50%, 40%,
Okay.
but I can have a chance of being able to predict everyone's moral code based on that, like a minor chance. But that of the atheist, I can't predict it. I can't predict what the moral code of such person is. I'm not saying that all Christians follow the Christian moral code, all Muslims follow the. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I can at least have a prediction. But this one, I don't have. I have zero on this guy.
So the question you are bringing forth is what they call the moral argument to the atheists. They call the good moral. Well, how is your morality grounded? Where do you come up with the idea of your truth and wrong? What do you come up with the good and bad? That's the question we are really asking.
Yeah, that's the bigger part of. That's the bigger view of that question.
Yeah, which is
okay.
which you don't know. Is that what you are saying?
No, which is not obvious to any other person automatically. So the fact that it's not obvious to
He's
me
not leaving a clue.
automatically is my biggest problem. If it had been obvious to me automatically, I probably will factor in that, because I'm factoring in stuffs in this case. But now I can't factor anything for you. You still remain at 0.0 for me. So that's my biggest problem with the atheist.
The agnostic side does not have
The problem is I don't really see the difference between the two. But I feel like since somebody is still in doubt, let's leave the person in doubt. The person might come to a particular kind of whichever way he ends, or even if he continues in that doubt. Okay. But for the
moral code. Doesn't have a moral
he does
Same should apply.
It doesn't have a
the thing
moral
is
code.
the same should apply, but I have to pick
so
one.
what you are saying is that
I have to pick one.
it will be your next target. Is what you are
Yeah,
saying?
that's like he's going to follow the atheist, but he's going to follow the atheist. So that's my issue.
Because they don't have a moral code.
Because not that they don't have a moral code. It's not obvious to me
That they do.
that is making the decision. What that moral code this is not obvious. What that moral could be, not even is. What that moral code could be is not obvious to me that is making this decision.
So the same reason why you. Is that your reason? Or you have another reason why you think it is? Or it's because your God said if somebody doesn't believe in God, just kill him. Why?
My God didn't say that.
So why do you think the atheist guy is the wrong? Is the guy to
Reason why I said the atheist guy is the guy to be slept, to be unalived.
I like the thesaurus.
It's because basically I know this person, given the chance, given the opportunity, the person does not believe in God, and may I believe in God, right? This person can just say, okay, you do not believe in God. You believe in God. You believe in God. You believe in God. Okay, let me just unalive
all of you?
all of you.
It's like a black sheep.
Amongst everybody.
To be
Automatically.
frank.
Automatically. So I rather do away with such person, right?
the person might be motivated to send everybody to their God.
So, okay, since you believe in God, Abi, you believe in God. Why you go and meet your God?
John, what's your own?
Another thing
Deeper
is the fact that if we keep you in our camp,
Okay.
if for it's a camp now, like they have so it's a camp.
So everybody will become an atheist one day.
A Christian, a Muslim, and Isese people, you can look into the face of each other and say, fear God now. Fear God now. And to a large extent, to some extent, we all understand what it means by fear God. Unlike somebody that will say,
But you can appeal to the rational. Now, here's the question I would like to ask you. Now, I understand that all of you think the atheists are not whatever. But now, let's take it outside of those contexts and say, in a real world, right, where people walk up and down, everybody is moving. Can you separate an atheist from an agnostic from the rest of the world?
Like without the what's the name? The label.
Yes, sir.
No, that's not possible. We don't know the mind of anybody.
So, but why do people retain this same mindset of the atheists are the black sheep, even in the real world?
No, like maybe the people that say that should answer that question.
So you don't think so?
My reason was clear on the fact that their moral code is not obvious to me. Like I can't have an inkling of it compared to every other religion on the ship. So that was my reason. Not that they are a black sheep or not.
So, but normally, do you have any problem with it?
No, I don't have any problem with it. I like questioning faith. I've questioned my faith several times, billions of times. I can't even count. I question it every day.
But now you have settled for Isese.
Oh, I love Isese.
Now, what? Now, reward. Now, those atheists, would you have any problem? What do you think happened to them?
Real world where there's no label.
Yeah, no label.
Like,
do you have a way you can identify? Do you have a reason to? Are you going now that you have a reward now? You know, label. How do you process an atheist and say they're the best to? When now that you have other data points, how do you process that is the atheist that is the best candidate to go? How do you see them?
Anyways, this is a reward now, and I'm seeing people moving about Christian, Muslim, and the atheists.
And you still have the choice to remove somebody out your ship. Reward, not just pure.
And I don't really know who is who. Everybody just moving. I don't know who is the atheist, who is the agnostic, who is the.
But you might have the inkling that this person is a Muslim. By they go to mosques, it's clear. This person is a Christian, they go to church. On the normal day, if you see an atheist, can you identify them?
No, except they come out, especially in our own kind of society. Except they come out and say, okay, I'm an atheist, and this is my belief, this is what I believe, this is what I believe about God and creation. Except that. So
why do people still hold opinion, especially like this Christian? Why do you still hold the opinion that these atheists are fools? Even when they are the one that discovers most of their scientific research, most of the things that progress humanity forward. Why do you guys believe that atheists are fools?
Why do you believe atheists are fools? Religious, okay.
The fool said in his heart, there is no God.
Imagine.
Yeah, so.
Just imagine.
Okay.
So, I think it is.
It is.
The idea of believing in God is a matter of faith. And it is very easy to say, what is faith? Like, we should just remove faith. Perhaps it doesn't necessary. The point is that we do almost every of the things that we do based on faith. You know that more than 80% of startup fails. Yet, we still start.
We have understand.
Now,
atheists don't have faith. So how does that affect their decision-making process?
The fool is that you don't believe in God.
And then that sounded like one dogmatic ego from church saying balabulu.
As in,
that sample of
begging the question.
Begging the question.
Is it not pride of you to think for yourself and believe that there's no God and just have it in back of your mind?
Don't forget this rational dialogue, bro. So in the context of rationality,
reason, put it within reason. I don't understand.
How does things
when you start doing this mind policing that because somebody is thinking in his mind that there's no God, all of a sudden he's a bad guy.
It's not a point of a bad guy.
So what?
He's
a fool.
He's an idiot.
It doesn't necessarily mean that he's a bad guy.
He's an
idiot. A dunderhead.
A dunderhead doesn't know what to do.
Establish that, please.
So within reason. No, it's a religious context now. So it's a faith context. You cannot expect me to be.
Why did Islam says when you see the infidel that you should smite him of their neck? Especially that's this in Quran 47 verse 4. When you see the unbeliever, they should be smiting on their neck. Kidnap them. Take ransom.
Kidnap them.
Yes.
Take ransom.
I read this now.
Let's bring it out.
Quran 47 verse 4. Kidnap them. Take ransom. Why? What happened? What happened to the so-called unbeliever?
47 verse 4. It says, when you meet those who disbelieve in battle, strike their necks.
That's context. That's when they start adding context. Proper translation when you see the infidel, straightforward. There's no. All these versions are when they add context.
That's not it.
All these versions when they add context.
It was clearly stated that they were at the battlefront. You are in a battle. You are fighting with other people, with other. They wanted to kill you too. So will you just be looking at them and you won't do anything? You won't save yourself.
Is it about belief in that? Should it be based on belief?
No, it's as in. I think what is maybe I might be wrong.
This is in the context of a war.
Because proper translation with that context.
This is a context of war.
It's not like when listen, all those contemporary Bible that will be adding context to it in Kinikan. Proper translation is when you see the infidel that shall be smited on. That's how it was properly written. It's when they started adding context that we are seeing all this. Go and look for more proper, straightforward translation.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really.
So they used to tell people how to fight war. Is it today that you are fighting war?
Because I want to try to ask him a few questions.
Let me make it clear. Let me read this according to the explanation here.
Is it today that you are fighting war?
I hope everybody will just follow me and listen up and try to understand the context here. It says, Surah Al-Muhammad 47 verse 4. It says, when you encounter those who disbelieve, strike their necks until when you have inflicted massacre upon them, then secure their bonds, either confer favor afterwards or ransom them until the war lays down its burden.
Why are you starting the war with the unbeliever in the first place?
We all know.
Why is the constituent of the war about fighting the unbeliever?
There are several religious war in the Quran. I'm coming. There are several religious war in the Quran. People of other religion that wanted to kill off the Islamic religion at the inception, right? So these are part of what the Quran stated.
But the challenge will be that if that one is accepted, right? But then this one, Surah Al.
I'm coming. Let me learn you this one. Let me learn you this one. You started it. Let me learn you this one. I said this verse is often discussed in the context of a warfare and the rules of engagement. It's important. It's important to interpret it within historical contect. Alongside
everybody can always justice, things on historical
and the value of human life. You can't just bring out one
you
sentence.
Can read the entire paragraph.
You can't just bring out one sentence and just label it that this is what it is without being at the context of it.
Young man, when you read your own version, even your own version is not put in battle. Do you notice?
It was there. He said warfare is very, very clear.
Until later part. These are just contextual
not later part. It's in that same
I know this. Okay, no bala. Which other one are you citing? And then why is the war about infidel? Why is it about people that don't believe?
We are made known that during the early inception of Islam, there are several other religions that wanted to kill off the Islamic religion. People like the traditional religion of the then Arabic world.
So you guys are fighting each other, but you don't trust the atheist that doesn't care about you people having God. How many times you carry they say they want to kill other people because of their religion, their religious belief? Because I'm an atheist now, I have to start killing everybody.
Stalin has
a reason to kill people, and it doesn't have anything to be about God.
He clearly stated that he's an atheist.
It doesn't have anything to be about God. It doesn't have anything to be as religious leaning. Let us establish that for a fact. It doesn't have anything to do with religious leaning. So don't let us bring that one into the equation here. What are you saying? So why you all of a sudden have problem with whatever?
Can't just bring that one.
What is that?
Why do you guys have problem with people that doesn't believe in what you have to say?
Why do we have problem with? The point is it is easier to have understanding if you have some grants. And then in this context, we have only used religion as a model. It's only religion that is separate. You have not given me other context to consider. So the only thing to consider is the religion.
Is the person. So the Muslim guy that is going to kill you because you have a religious belief, you don't have problem with that one.
The Muslim
I'm
person
sorry,
that
can I
yeah.
talk about the verse I'm talking about?
Go
You
ahead.
can explain to us. Thank God you gave context. Now, Surah Al-Tawabah, 9 verse 5. And when the sacred months have passed, then kill the polytheists wherever you find them and
Say
capture
we first
them.
die that way.
Polytheists wherever you find them and capture them and besiege them and sit in wait for them at every place of observation. But if they should repent, establish prayer and pay zakah and let them go on their way, indeed Allah is forgiving and merciful. But you see, and when the sacred months have passed, then kill the polytheists wherever you find them.
See, this
and
one is like
capture
go
them.
out, go and kill people that doesn't
How do
agree with you.
establish context for that?
Establish concept for that one.
Let me see.
Establish give him
Bring
now,
the- let me
let's
see
see.
the
Check
ayat.
it from
9 verse 5.
Surah at Tawbah, Tawbah.
You know,
9 verse 5.
that means technically, even if you are following your Islam, you understand that Isese people are the first person of people that you keep because they are polytheists.
Although I would disagree.
That
I should be the next person they should, and I will hope that the Muslim guys who understands what that verse is saying enough to translate. What that verse is saying is this.
Calm down.
Hold on. Let me.
no.
Ladies
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you we are paying attention now. This guy is now defending Muslims.
No,
now.
I'm not defending
That's the
Muslims.
problem I have with
I'm
this
not
guy that is
defending
Isese.
Muslims.
So why are you not interpreting what the verse is saying? Why are you interpreting what the verse is saying?
I hope he will understand that.
Calm down.
Why will you
Let me
I have to save my life.
Let me interpret it now, and I hope I'll do justice to the interpretation.
interpret it?
It says, and when the sacred moons have passed,
Pass.
then kill the polytheists wherever you find them,
Exactly.
and capture them and besiege them and lie in wait for them.
Lie in wait
Every
for them.
place of ambush. I'm coming.
Ambush them.
But if they repent, establish prayer and give zakat, then let them go on
So
their
if
way.
they don't accept your
Indeed,
religion,
Allah is forgiving and merciful.
Hey,
He says
yeah,
this verse
what
is
a
something discussed.
wonderful-
I'm coming. Something discussed in the context of historical conflicts between the polytheists and the Muslims.
So
At
not
the end.
Isese people.
So
I'm coming.
everything
I'm
can
coming.
always be placed
I'm
within
coming.
historical
I'm
context.
coming. And he says,
Yo.
he said specific circumstances of warfare and treaties during that time. So, and he said scholars emphasize the importance of understanding it within its historical context. Along with the border principles.
The thing is that Adolf
exist then.
Hitler, the challenge with that is that Adolf Hitler, we say he
Historical
was fighting
context.
for nationalism at that
In
particular
the
point.
historical context.
You understand?
Just
But
as
then
we say there's an historical context. In
there's
fact, the
possibility- there's
Christian
record
guy, which is
that he
another thing I want to
perhaps
ask.
killed 11
I'm
million
coming.
people.
Which is another thing I want to ask them. Why are you guys also sacrificial in nature? Why are you guys all of about killing and sacrificing things
You
to
are not
God,
all
especially human killing?
the Bible make it specifically said.
Now, the funny thing that you see, one of his arguments is going to be is a historical context because Abraham was instructed to this thing to sacrifice his son.
And then the deal later
And then
started-
I'm
and
going
then-
somewhere.
and
Let
then
me
the
build
same
up.
God-
Let me
Okay,
build
I'm
up my
listening,
case.
I'm listening.
What's the name of that guy's
Jephthah.
Jephthah daughter? Then the ultimate sacrifice, even in your New Testament, was even Jesus Christ. So
Okay, now,
defend this now.
First one, you made mention of the
Historical context. All of them
Abraham.
are in historical context.
You made mention of Abraham, and at the end of it, before it's even happened, God ensured that He did not sacrifice a human. At least He gave the ram, and
Exactly.
then there was no sacrifice.
There's no sacrifice. Now you are
Sacrifice-
caloring on this
There's no
subject matter.
sacrifice of human. Now, the second instance, which was the Jephthah one,
Okay,
God never asked him to sacrifice a person.
boy, he sacrifices to God.
Do you now? Is there any place that said that God actually accepted that sacrifice?
Okay, and then thereafter, the ultimate sacrifice that he later received was Jesus Christ.
The last one, which is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
It's symbolic.
It's symbolic. It's symbolic.
Jesus
Right.
Christ
It's
is the Son
symbolic.
of God, and was sent to this earth.
Now, when
And was not even of. Was not born of man and woman intercourse.
now I'm looking for all the other crimes that have been attributed to your Christian God, which includes being genocidal, being this time, and one of it is that there's the order of killing all of the Amalekites or something like that, and co. You understand? So what happened in that place? Those two are in historical context.
They are in war. They are in battle. What do you expect?
The killing of firstborn of all the firstborn of the people of Egypt, that one too, historical context.
That was okay. Now the people of Israelites are being held captive.
Okay.
And their leader is actually having strong head and is not willing to release the Israelites, and then he's using them as slave. And then he has been passing instruction even before even getting to the
In the conquest of Canaan, God commanded the removal and destruction of all non-Israelites in the land. Ethnic cleansing. That's another thing they say your God is guilty of.
Where?
The Battle of Canaan. That's Deuteronomy 20:16-17. Ethnic cleansing. Clean anything that is not Israelite. Ethnic cleansing. Historical context. Wow. As if there's no war now in this case. They're just people in this land. Once you are not Israelite, kill all of them.
The point is, you know, you are not reciting verses.
I'm
not saying there is nothing such. But I cannot. I don't actually have the.
No.
context.
Like,
So,
I think the
all
context
of
is the
them
matter of
historical
those people they
context.
met in the land of Canaan. You know, people were in the land of Canaan before the Israelites got there. So it's those people that I think they are referring
and they
to.
were asked to kill all of them. Kill them all.
Divine instruction.
They are all historical context under the divine instruction of your God. Now these people now they are arguing for historical context. You too. You are arguing for historical. Is that what we also be saying? Historical context.
I don't know all
And
the information.
people are translating such similar belief to real life. Why is this in Adolf Hitler eating with the Pope and all of that, believing that they are superior gene? It's because it's grounded in the Christian philosophy.
Don't forget that.
And then he's doing
issues.
even argued no
Have issues with religious people.
he even
You should-
argued that
you put that in
whatever he's doing
context
to Jew, they have done it to people before. He argued it. You know, the entire argument of Catholic Church killing Jew and co. You have something to do with anti-Semitism.
I don't know
and
anything
the
about
idea of dirty side.
You have to give us proof of Catholic Church killing Jews because I have not heard of that.
And the entire anti-Semitism is built on this dirty side. He believed that the Jewish people are the one that killed Christ. Are you not doing your research?
A section of German Catholic, right? We're attributing it to that.
It's
You
not
understand? But
really-
then that's one of the.
Those are the
That's one of the.
so now you are saying it's
issues with
historical
your
context.
belief,
This
actually.
truism are
It
translated to
can-
modern
it can-
time.
It can.
Are they true
snowball
historical
into real
context?
life.
These
Yeah.
guys, they are bombing people real time right now. He said those things happen in historical context. They are just using it for their political agenda.
Even the ones that-
And then you believe that atheist type are the one that the evil folk of this world. I don't understand. Why do you easily trust the Christian guy and the whatever guy? Why do you easily trust them? Better than the atheist guy. That's the question I'm just asking. It's not because I'm defending atheism.
There's this Belgian king that's famous for killing over 10 million Africans in Congo, King Leopold II. And he often acknowledges his killings of Africans in respect to his religion.
What was his religion?
He's a Christian. He's a Catholic Christian.
Christian. 10 million people.
Yeah,
Catholic Christian. Or no, the historical context.
At
Or was that what we should argue again?
So there's no way we can actually commonsensically argue that it's historical context. When
And that's the person you want to
there
put
are
on your-
issues
on your
of
sheet.
actual killing.
They're having reward
genocide.
You see, I was trying to clear my head that it's not Isese people because I heard politistic. My ear just went.
Three time context.
Your hair went.
I hate politistic bow.
You're saying that on different channels.
So that we won't have.
And for everybody listening, I'd like to read out one surah, one ayat that said that clearly stated that
That what?
be your own Muslim, let others be their own religions too, peacefully. So
But people can cite all the other part too. Because Christians will always have that defense too. If they slap you on the left, give them the right.
I think the biggest problem me I'm even having is the fact that
They
people
say
are
they should
actually
kill you.
applying it.
Yeah, no,
That's the worst part.
really
People are applying it today.
And is that
That's the part.
And that's scary, to be honest, to be very honest.
In fact, if you see,
and
if
also,
you listen to
agree,
any atheist,
agreed.
right? If you listen to any this, let me establish. If you listen to any atheist, one of their first argument is that how do we justify? If you say God is the ultimate fictional character, like Dr. Pisa like to blab, that God is the ultimate fictional character, is this that you can model your life after him. I know of a religion that in recent they are modeled. I cannot even mention their name on this podcast because they actually model their life in accordance to their God. Their God cannot even be mentioned. So it's more like that's where they structure it. That even right now we cannot mention them. You will know them. You cannot even mention them because we know that we might be demonetized or even be removed from the platform. That's the way they model them. The Christians too, they believe that they model their life in such order of the Bible. Now, the Bible has all of these things, and you want them to model their life in accordance with these things. How do you justify it if the Christian now decided to say, I'm using Deuteronomy whatever to justify what I'm doing.
It's a Judeo-Clinical.
And it's a Judeo-Clinical belief. It's
Okay,
using it to do
clinical
ethical
Christian.
pleasing. It's using it to do whatever. You understand? Or the people you are talking about. You know, for instance, you said you don't trust the. Is it the Shiites people you don't trust the? Which one?
The extremists.
So you don't trust the extremists. Now, where are they grounded? Are they not? Is the extremism not grounded in things that are found in the book?
Like what they
Okay.
use to cover their
Let me make a sense of it, right? Most of these extremist behaviors, like killing people or bombing people, or if we are being true to ourselves, we'll see that all these things has political undertone.
True.
We can agree with
Definitely.
that. Almost anyone can agree with that.
Definitely.
There's
So-
always someone that has an agenda that's trying to push it.
So it just needs a text to.
So
further
those
agenda.
people that have that political undertone can, as of course, go into the Quran and pick out one line and said, okay, this is what they are basing their actions upon, which is not true in the large scale of it. If you want to exploit that, even that one surah, that's one ayat they bring out, you see it's not actually true.
So now I want to ask you this question so that I can ask the Christian why their Ten Commandments is important. What is the most important set of rules that you guys embodied? You know what I've seen people say, people that want to kill the atheist type say now is that they don't have a moral code, they don't have this thing. What are these are the top 10 commandments or top 20 top? What are those for you?
It's clearly stated in the Quran that can I read it out?
Yeah, you can find it that it's not. You see, they
So
don't even know
let's go to Surah Al-Baqarah.
Yeah.
Christians who please provide your moral
Chapter
code.
2,
I like
Let's
the
understand your moral code.
chapter 2,
phonetics.
verse 256.
Okay.
It said, there shall be no compulsion
Okay.
in acceptance of the Islamic religion. No compulsion. The right cause has become clear from the wrong. So whoever renounces false gods and believe in Allah has certainly grasped the famous unfailing handhold, and Allah is hearing and knowing. So don't kill or don't coerce people to join the cause of Allah. Allah already made it clear. If they want to join us, let them join. And if they choose to be with their other religion, leave them alone.
Do you guys have something like the Ten Commandments? Something that gives the structure of your moral code?
Like 10 commandments.
I don't know.
There are several do's and don'ts in the Quran. I won't just.
They're just
put it like that.
everywhere.
Several do's and don'ts.
And through that, I can cherry pick the ones I want.
But the most common is the 5 tenets, right?
Yes, you have what makes you a Muslim. There are 5: the zakat, the 5 times prayer in the day, going to Hajj, fasting Ramadan, and helping the needy.
So what do you trust about that makes you believe that you are comfortable? You are still more comfortable with them than the atheists? Because all the 5 tenets doesn't have anything to do whether you keep
Those are 5 pillars. They don't have anything to do with commandments or instructions. So
they don't
now
have anything to do whether they
the
kill or
tenets
not.
that I know is that I think their tenets that to me is that they derive it from the Quran,
And the Quran tell them to kill.
and that's
the
not the only
politics.
thing it is.
No,
and they were
it's
especially
one of the things.
That's
It's them to kill
one
the
of the
politics,
things,
including
definitely.
you. So
One of the things they
how do you
say.
trust that on that ship? How do you?
The issue is that I rarely see
I want you to put it
situations.
within reason.
Yeah.
How do you trust that on that ship? I'm not. This and it's hypothetical
How
situation.
I trust that on that ship is the fact that
The
I
person-
can place a bet on the fact that I won't be wrong to assume that this person does not believe in this kind of does not think someone like a politist in the sense of Isese or whatever, or in modern day this stuff should be applying to the modern day. I can cast my bet on it. I can't count the number of Muslims I've met in my life. The number that actually hold on to those stuffs as dogma, I have never met one, and that's telling. Like in person, I know Muslim, and that's telling. Of course, I don't live in the northern part of
And
Nigeria.
the ones that wanted to like treat your fuck up when you wanted to step on some certain things at Abuja,
Yeah.
are those still the
No,
boundaries
they are
that you are
80s. Those one
referring
are
to?
80s.
You know what you are getting wrong is that
Those one are
I
80s,
stepped
so.
on where they were praying. They wanted to
Do what?
beat me over that.
Okay.
and one of them who knew me told them to let me go. So now that's where I was driving at that. I've not really lived in the north because I wanted to cite such an instance of I've seen extremism in the northern Nigeria. Maybe if I had lived most of my life in northern Nigeria, my view about this would be different. Maybe I would have met more. But now those guys you are talking about, they can't be more than 10 maximum. Now, you know how many number of Muslims I met in Abuja?
I was just saying that
And
because
to the
you said
point
you've
where,
never,
like because I'm saying
yes, I was
okay,
just
no, not zero,
reminding
not zero,
you that
definitely not
context.
zero.
Okay.
But like that,
I
I
know,
know, I was
let him put his
I was speaking
agenda
from the
finish.
lens of people that I know personally.
But the
actually.
atheists that you have
so
met,
it's
they
so
are
much that
killers.
I could actually, I've not met a real life atheist. Like maybe it's just recently that I hear that people are converting to atheism and stuff. Like you people that I know
Converting
personally.
to atheism. I've been an agnostic since like 2014 or something.
But
You
you
don't
were
really
not.
know.
You
really
don't.
know.
You just recently started claiming it.
Wait.
I've seen you in mosque
Wait,
several.
an atheist
Whenever I see
an
you
atheist that went to church to pray to God for the new year.
for the new year, or this very year that we are talking about.
Yes, trying to
So
find out now. Yeah,
no,
find
that's
out.
That's what I'm saying.
Trying
It's
to
not.
find
It's not
out.
a label that people
Yeah, no,
put.
trying to
So
find
which-
out.
Agnosticism is not a label people put
So
on their
which
forehead.
shows that
And then all of a sudden you are doing this. You know, I can trust this Muslim more than I trust the.
no,
atheist.
that's the point. That in this case we have a label. That's the issue. That's why I can trust in the real sense. It won't be the case because I will have to judge everybody based on their character. I don't judge many people based on their religion because especially me now, people who follow my religion are very. I've never met somebody personally
Real life.
that follows my religion.
That is doing
That's
proper,
following
proper.
my religion. Okay, I met only one person that follows my religion. Like that only follows my religion. Not just
And you
not people that-
are sure you
that
are going to
claiming
keep that. You are going to
they
keep
like
that guy. You are sure you are going to keep that guy on this.
Yeah, so I've not met so many people.
But
Yeah.
that one
So
that you have met.
the
you
fact
are
that
sure you are going to
somebody,
keep him on
so
this.
I believe that the fact that somebody can be so intentional in this generation to say he is an Isese person, that person is a reasonable person. If that person is deep in reason, not just a random, no random person, no like thinks a lot,
random
not
person.
thinks a lot.
Oh, okay. It's a random person that becomes an atheist, agnotist. Because that's the first set of people you want to kill.
No, if you remember my reason, does not have anything to do with whether or not this person is.
I just want to understand because you are asserting that that person will have thought a lot.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not just random
So
person that
atheists
goes
and
about.
agnostics have not thought a lot.
They have thought a lot. But that's not the only metric. My metric now applying to them is the fact that I don't know. I can't figure
But
out what
you
their moral
trust
code
the guy
is.
with the clear instruction of killing the politics more than those ones.
I can trust the guy more. I can
Because-
cast my lot more with that guy because
don't
I know
understand.
several
your
other
loss
things.
is that 100% is going to
Yeah,
kill you. don't
I
understand
know
what you're saying.
several other things that the Quran says, and I know people that follow such religion. I'm judging based on stats and my experience with these people. That's what I'm doing. So not basically,
So
I'm not
because-
judging based on the one verse in their text.
So because you don't know the experience of the atheist agnostic type, that's why you.
But that's part of it. And two is that I can't infer their I can't automatically infer because it's more like an atheist or agnostic is going to be a case-to-case basis.
I have this analogy that I do make. I said, don't be a blank sheet. Right? I always tell people that. Don't be a blank sheet. And the reason why I say don't be a blank sheet is this. I don't know whether you have ever tried to cheat on the road before. On the road to somewhere. And you find a paper, one of your jota or whatever, that you have something written on it. And you might find the one that there's nothing written on it. Which one of them will you use to clean your mess?
The one that has nothing written on it.
The black one.
Because you think that, the fact that I wrote this down might be important, right?
Yes.
So let me use the blank paper. You understand? And so that's why people use tissue paper to clean up. Yeah, I don't see anybody that have ever written something on tissue paper for. So essentially, it's like that. Don't be a blank sheet. I understand your argument of don't be a blank sheet because you don't know what to expect.
As much as my own major challenge is the dogma that is prevalent in many religions, and my beef with even atheism is the fact that I also believe it's rooted in some dogma, presuming things, and that's why I find maybe agnosticism even more commonsensical. And then if you refer to me, I think it will be more of like a weak agnostic because there's still a extreme version of agnosticism that says it's unknowing because it's unknowing. While my true this is that. What's that word that man say? That okay, if you say there's God, right? I want to know him. You understand? That's the state. If I'm open to know him, if that's what you are saying, right? Like, okay, if you say, there's a Paul in Damascus, and then there was light shown to him, and when light showed to him, and at the end of the day, he became a convert. Let that happen to me. I believe I'm a major character, not the sub. So why we got that God meets that one? Me, waiting through me. You get it? But so I think there's that part to me that verify. You know the Thomas thing.
Exactly.
Wait,
let me see the hand of.
He resurrect. Abi, you sure? And he come when I wasn't around. You understand? Like,
exactly. That's the scientific process.
Verify this thing. So I'm quite big on that. But then you see the reason why I will say, despite that, I will say maybe I'm a cultural Christian. Is the fact is there this blank sheet argument. You understand the point that okay, when I'm in a society, right? I'm in a society and all of that. You see this already we have this ethics, we have this stuff.
So what you are saying is that if someone wants to make sense of you, they think more of
they can even term this golden rule serve with me. You understand? Even while my major issue with majority of all of Christian beliefs, even when my major issue with all of Christian beliefs is a dogma and all of that, you can see you can still see me singing him, and there's that chance you say, let's spare this guy. You get the point. So I think that's my. So
what you are saying is that if people want to see you are more like a cultural Christian. That means you can see me more like a Christian than anything else. If
you can't see me and think I'm a Muslim.
If you are trying to make sense of,
like, just want to infer without
of my character based on my religion.
Exactly.
That's your argument.
Yeah.
So your moral code is mostly based on the Christian philosophy.
No.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive.
So not necessarily exclusive, but I say mostly based.
You are the Christian here. What constitutes, so that the cultural Christian can tell us which part is not part of it? What constitutes the Christian of the moral code for Christian? I think you people believe your morality is grounded in God. For a secular believer like myself, I think it's grounded in well-being. What is the best for the most of us? At the grandest scale. Something like, I believe that people should be alive is more. It's better we have less of pain. Even if we cannot be having pleasure all the time, it's better we have less of pain than more of pain. So I would rather do what I expect others to do to myself. At the least, they should not hurt me, so I will not hurt them. Those are like the foundational thinking to my whatever. That doesn't have any grounding in any typical religion, because something like love your neighbor as yourself, I think, is an extreme position on that ground. Of course, as much as I say, I don't necessarily need to love my neighbor, I just need to be able to live with my neighbor as peacefully as I can. I think that's my own stand. Like, as peacefully as I can. If my neighbor is poking hand in my face, I poke hand in my neighbor's face, because my neighbor, what's up? So I'm like that. I'm not like slap you on the left hand. So even in that cultural Christianism, whatever, I don't think the templates properly match me. So I understand when people are fearful of, what would this guy be able to do? I understand it's because you are being a blank sheet. People don't know how to read you. So for a Christian, what does it look like? I think people have the 10 commandments.
Matthew 22, Jesus was asked, what's the greatest commandment? And then he gave them 2. The first one is,
you give them 2.
Love God with all your heart.
Lean on your own.
And then he said, love your neighbor as yourself. Those are the 2. When he was asked of the 2 ultimate
which one is
commands.
lean on your own understand?
It's just manufactured out from.
There's a part of Bible.
It's not Jesus that said that.
Okay.
So
love.
If you are talking about Christianity,
with all of your heart.
if you are talking about Christianity, the most important part of it.
So now I'm coming. The first part is that love God with all of your heart. The second
one is love your neighbor as yourself.
Okay.
So those are the 2 ultimate.
If I'm translating the first one properly, it's more like the problem that we have been trying to establish, which is that Christians have done things in the love of God. So if you are saying that you love God with all of that, including sacrificing their daughter, their son, do ethnic cleansing, do geneticide, fratricide, all of that, is that part of the loving God with all of your life? Especially when you think it's God who has commanded it.
God will not command such. As
your Bible claim is. Do you want me to be reading all the Bible?
You are talking about the Jesus.
Do you want me to read all the Bible verse for you? I just want to know the translation of the idea of love God with all of your heart. We mean that If God asks them to do ethnical cleansing, they will do it. If He asks them to do misogyny, they will do it. If He asks them to kill all homophobia or not, or homophobia is a condemn as whatever, be revengeful, or if God asks them to do all of this,
no, there's that burden. There's that burden that if you say, okay, God is the utmost, whatever,
that's the first
everything comes from Him now.
Now.
If He is able to establish, if person is able to establish that God said so.
Now,
the genocide, the whatever, ethnic cleansing, is it part of the loving God with all your? I just want to know. Tell me, understand the love God with. Where is the limit? Or you want to cherry pick it?
The love for God, and then the commandment that Jesus has given us has shown that hurting others is not part of what we should do. Now
but the first one is to love God with all your heart. The second one is to love your neighbor as yourself.
I'm very sure that you will quote the Old Testament, and then you would say, if I am talking about from the New Testament, you say I'm cherry picking, but I will still have to do that. In the New Testament, what separated the New Testament and the Old Testament is a transfiguration or a transcendence in the religion. I think that is essentially what makes Christianity different from Judaism. Now, if you see all of that, he said, or you are talking about sacrifices. Of course, there are times that there are
don't act as if there's no final sacrifice even in the New Testament, which is the sacrifice of Jesus Christ.
No, I think I was explaining that earlier.
That
first, before you start seeing that, first, Jesus Christ was the Son of God that was sent to this earth for the purpose. So it's
for the purpose of serving as a sacrifice.
First, he's a Son of God.
Well, I don't believe that, so you don't need to be reinforcing that for me. I understand whatever, but the purpose of sacrifice.
If you don't believe in that, you don't believe in anything. So
about what? So I don't believe in anything about what. I'm saying you are stating it as a premise.
I'm stating
it as a premise, and I'm saying that.
Okay, sorry. I'm not expecting you to believe it.
It ended up as a sacrifice. Whether it's a son of God or not, do I care? A human being was killed for as a sacrifice. Is that not what you guys hold it was?
You have to put in context the fact that Jesus was not born. In fact,
you even label him as sinless, blah blah blah, whatever, and he was killed. The New Testament was killed as the ultimate sacrifice. Is that not what you are saying? And then you should love God with all your heart, even if it includes a innocent man being killed as the ultimate sacrifice.
At least.
Is that not what it means?
Suicide my past.
It doesn't mean
even
that.
The love of God.
God.
It doesn't mean that. Thou shalt not kill. And then even
you are referring to the Old Testament.
No, I'm saying
you are referring back to the Old Testament that you ran away from.
In the New Testament, he said, "Do unto others what
you want them to do."
You want them to
even if you want to kill yourself.
Even when you want to bomb yourself now, you can kill Islamic bombers can even be grounded in the teachings of Christ without any. Did you have any need for this thing?
Is that
removing anything to bomb others? So you want
to bomb you yourself. Are willing to bomb yourself.
The person that is willing to bomb yourself.
Instead of saying Islamic bomber, let's say
suicide bombers can also grind themselves with also similar principle.
The person that wants to bomb himself is different from the person that wants to bomb people.
You say you want to do to yourself.
What is bad in doing unto yourself? What you want to do? I love bombing myself. Let's bomb everybody on this podcast. Simple.
The point is that somebody is getting bombed. I think that's the point.
Somebody is getting bombed, bro.
No matter who is doing the bombing, somebody is getting bombed, and somebody wants to get bombed and decides that I will do us to others that bombing
that can do
so
to myself.
That's the reason, right? That's the reason why I believe that at least people should apply common sense to anything they want to believe.
Okay.
Like think about it. Like I think assume just taking it just by default is not what people do on a normal day. You understand? Trying to now do that with beliefs is the funny thing to me. Why
are you now asking as if your the instructions are infallible because Christ told you?
Yeah, infallible.
Wait. Love your God with all your life. I told you what it will mean, which is that I love God. So when God told me to kill my first daughter or whoever first saw me, I must do it. When God said that I should kill my son, I'm going there blindly trying to kill my son.
And if God tells me to self-destruct,
self-destruct.
I will self-destruct.
Everything, kill everybody that is
There's
not
that
a Christian
door.
on this
There's
table.
that door.
Thank God this guy is not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. You are not a Christian. So once they are not Israelites, quote unquote Israelites, chosen generation.
Yeah.
I think
them.
if we establish the missing part of that verse that is stating, this thing will be clearer even
Which
to
is-
him.
which is what?
Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your strength. Am I wrong?
Bro.
Including bombing yourself.
And,
Because
and the other one, which so that you know that how much secondary the other one is. The
This-
other one follows those. Love your neighbor as yourself.
self.
You love yourself enough to kill yourself.
Self, why don't you love your neighbor
For God, for God,
For
don't
God.
get it wrong.
For
You love
God.
yourself enough to kill yourself for God.
For God. Why don't you love your neighbor enough to carry him
For
along?
God.
You have to
For God's sake, to carry him
So
along.
I know that if we establish the full verse, then that
I
will
love
be clear.
you, John. Let's bomb each other together.
Wait.
Guy, we are going to heaven today.
Today, let's
See
go.
the other side. I've seen the other side. I've seen
I
the
want to
other side.
take you there.
I never see any side.
George said it too.
No, you have not justified.
So John 3:16.
So now you that you are cherry picking, which part of the Bible are you? Which part are you?
Of the cultural
Anyone that makes sense to me. You understand?
But that means you still need to ground your morality in something external to the Bible.
Exactly.
If you want to cherry pick. So what are you grounding it on?
Exactly. That's why, if I sometimes, right? I sometimes I do. Oh, what's the utility? Blah blah. But I've found out that utility there's problem. There are many things I see utility in that. It's bad for the society at large. You understand? So largely, this well-being theory that you actually say, it's making sense to me.
I like the argument that is it Samaris put forth for Odila auntie he put it for Jordan. If I said that it's for the well-being of the people, of me and myself and the rest of humanity, of people like me, I'm a selfish gene. I want to protect all the selfish other genes, like myself. I don't want this thing, lion to take over the entire human race or AI or something. That if you are not telling me that, how do I know that death is not better than whatever? At least I know that it's not in the well-being of the people that are being. Because the moment you are dead, there's no being again. So I believe in that
Although the
secular
challenge with that
humanism philosophy.
my thoughts, right? It will be that, okay, how do I know whether the well-being thing that I'm saying is well-being? You understand all this thing that we will be doing? To be frank, as far as my common sense and my sense,
I think all form of the argument always is about if you have been watching YouTube and you are seeing people talk about objective truth, subjective truth. This is what is look like in normal proper conversation. All those people that have turned it to idea, they don't let you understand what they are saying. This argument that we're having is about objective and subjective truth. What's the source of morality, right? So essentially, what I think is that we all can attest that I feel pain. And I think most people do feel pain. Most people that look like me do feel pain. So if I'm trying to run away from pain, what constitutes that? And if I'm trying to run, and I understand that I always have a future, which is not just, I'm not just present today. There's a community of me. So if I'm trying to run away from pain today, and I created a lot of pain in my future, I don't want that either. So that's the reason why I will not kill somebody today. I know that the police will arrest me and I will be in police custody. That's why I will not rob a bank. That's not why I will not do fraud. Because I know that, I think one of the things I will often debate in this house is that even if we do fraud, let's say we know how to fraud somebody of $2 million, how do we ensure that the money comes to us without government scrutiny? How do we ensure that we don't have to sleep in Interpol cell for a couple of years, despite the fact that you will not be able to spend the money? I think I think I'm a rational being and I can think about that rationally. I'm thinking about a community of myself. I don't need to invite God to that conversation. That's the question I'm trying to clarify from all these people that believe that atheists should be killed. Atheists have thought, they reason properly. In fact, it's in their reason that they are trying to understand that is there even God. And I don't need to ground it in any dogma. People already have their stated belief. Love your God with all your heart, with all your strength, with all your reason. And it means you bomb your neighbor for your God. And if it means you bomb your neighbor alongside with you because you love your neighbor. So
I think would you provide a better alternative to do unto other what you have them do to you?
I think more like do unto others what is respectably within the law.
what is respectively
And
We
the law
didn't know.
says, don't to others
That
what the law
permutate your
expects
future.
of you.
I'm not expecting you even to be moral. I'm not even. Just be lawful.
Don't alone.
Don't
Don't
be
make
lawful.
noise with your
Don't
We
be
have
lawful.
solved the
Because
largest problem with law.
law already.
Yeah.
And if we need to fix it, we will change that.
We change it. So just be lawful.
Of
I'm not begging.
course, the Bible,
I would
the
not
Bible
say
said
so.
that you should obey
There's
the law
a
of the
problem
land.
with trying to say other people's
Definitely.
moral code.
And this is one thing about
Let me
do
explain
what
something.
you have them do to you.
Let me explain something.
I want to clarify because it seems like I went silent the other time. I was still thinking about it. Now, would you have people bomb you? Do you want them to bomb you?
It's possible.
People that are bombing themselves.
That's
You
it.
are asking whether they want.
People are bombing themselves.
Or without your consent.
They are bombing themselves.
Want people? No.
I think the hardest part of being bombed is consenting to be bombed.
The fact
I think that's the
that
hardest part.
the fact that you want to bomb yourself doesn't mean that.
Doesn't mean that you want others to bomb you.
Doesn't mean that, of course.
Wait to do the measurements.
Which one is the hardest to consent to? Like,
If
hardest
you
to
bomb
lie down.
yourself, there is a reason for you to bomb yourself. There is a reason why you are bombing yourself. So it is actually different from somebody just without your consent. There is no reason, you are not profiting anything from it. If you are going to bomb yourself, you have a reason why you believe it is profitable for you to bomb yourself. So it is different from you now. You just see somebody else, you bomb somebody else that is you don't
As
have
I
any.
would want
It's different.
others.
Why would you want others to bomb you?
Because me self, I will have done it for myself.
How do you know that person wants to be bombed? How do you know that person wants to be bombed and you bomb the person?
Do unto others as I
So-
would want.
so
Wait,
do
calm down,
unto
let's
others
analyze it.
what you don't want to be done to them.
Calm down.
No.
Do
Let's break it
unto-
down.
wait.
You don't understand the
Say the words
instruction.
again. Say the instruction again, please. Let him say it.
Now,
so that we have to
give it to us so that I can break it
Yeah,
to you.
please. What does it say?
Do unto others
Wait.
what you will have them do to you.
Do to you. Good. Do unto. Take caution. Do unto others. Do unto others what you want him to do to you. So I want to do unto others
To
humbly.
Josh.
I want to be bombed.
Because calm down. Because I want to be bumped.
I want to be bombed.
Calm down. I want to do unto because I want to be bumped. You think a suicide bomber have not consented to the latter part before he does the first part?
That's the hardest part.
Now,
If you consent
Consent to be bombed is the hardest part.
now,
that you wish it that someone else do, is that one is easy? It's easier.
It's easier now.
It's easier now.
but do you know in that instance that you bomb somebody that doesn't want to be bombed, you are doing unto others what you don't want them to do to you. And let me give you.
I like his logic.
Let me give you.
I like his logic.
Yeah.
I love your logic.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I see what you are doing there.
Yeah.
So it's creating a kind of ambiguity now, and I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
No,
The
that's the
ambiguity.
problem of certain premises that doesn't correlate.
The ambiguity here is that
Wait for it.
you don't necessarily want to be bombed
Sure.
by another person. You want to do it yourself.
No.
So you should only do things that. So now my neighbor might not want me to pray for him.
Okay.
So using your logic, I'm not going back to our previous logic. This is not a problem now. No, the normal logic.
Yeah, bro.
But in his own logic, my neighbor does not want me to pray for him. But I want people to pray for me. So am I supposed to pray for my neighbor?
And maybe you should not pray for your neighbor.
Are you sure?
Consent.
I should not. So maybe I should not pray for my neighbor. How do I determine that? Since you are already pretending like we can determine that somebody does not want to be bombed. That's all. So how do I determine that my neighbor does not want to be prayed for when I'm in my own house and praying? How do I determine that? Also, if I pray for them, I have made a mistake. I have flouted that rule.
No, if you play for the country self, you have made a mistake.
If I pray for the country, because I've included every other person and they don't want to be prayed for, possibly.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem.
And they don't want to be prayed
Pray for the
How do
peace
we,
of
can
Jerusalem.
you reconcile? I hope everybody sees that ambiguity
you have
that is
to
trying
follow
to create,
the
and then
logic.
the
It's
reason
very
why
funny.
it's a
Let me play with you. Do unto others what you want them to do. I want to be bombed. So I go out and bomb others because I want to be bombed alone.
It's that simple, but he's trying to complicate it with a kind of logic that makes it ambiguous. But now when you reverse that and try to do both,
pray.
wait to see that it's a problem.
Calm down. Let me play this with you.
In the case of prayer, God has actually given you this thing to pray for others already.
So that's
no. Let me pay attention. Let me help you clarify
God has
something.
actually laid it down for you to burn people.
Calm down. Let me clarify something
At
to you.
least.
Let me clarify. There's an axonal effect here, right? Which I want some people to be. This is the bump, right? Is what is doing unto me. What I want to be done to others. So you get the point. It's not as if I'm killing myself, really. It's the bump that is doing it for both of us. So I do unto others. What is it? I'm putting everybody along. It's what you are making this thing look like. Okay, let me give you this thing. Let's put a good behavior. Yeah, right. Let's put a good behavior on the table.
Exactly.
Right. A very good behavior. Like give arms, help people in whatever. Because when you are in trouble, people will help you too.
All these things
Does that make
has
sense?
been stated in the Bible that you should
Does
do
it
them.
make sense?
But the
Does
bombing
that
part,
make
there's no part in the
sense?
Bible that says you should bomb people.
Does that make sense? Give money to other, help people in help, so in need, so that you too can be helped. Is that correlate with that rule?
So that you too
Does
can
that match? Did that do unto others what you want them to do unto you? Does that work with it?
As in, this nigga can cap,
There's no
Jesus,
capping
wait,
here.
wait,
There's no
yeah,
capping.
Jesus
Help
himself.
other people so that you be helped.
Jesus,
Does that work with that rule?
Jesus,
help other people so that we be
So
helped.
that you too will be helped. Does that work with other people?
Does that work with other people?
Does that work with that rule? Does that work with that? If logic is hard for you,
If they also want you to
This
help,
guy's
if they also want you to,
You need
if
to
they also
seek
want to be helped,
you
if
need
they
their
want to
consent
be helped.
first.
So you need their consent to help them. That's what you are saying. Despite that rule,
wait,
it's not that clear
now,
rule. You need their consent
You know
to
why
help.
that rule will not be everywhere? Is the fact that all those things that you are mentioning now have been properly stated that you should do them even before considering.
Now I will follow you down that path. So you are saying anything that is not in the Bible, directly stated, whether good or bad, it should not be done. It should not be done to others.
let me help you with this. So we are on a WhatsApp chat. Okay. I sent you a message. You send me back. If you ignore me on WhatsApp, I ignore you on WhatsApp. Does that work with that? Do unto others what you want them to do unto you. Does that match with that rule?
That do unto others.
Or you need the Bible to tell you to chat on WhatsApp too?
Before it works, before do
Before
unto
the law
others,
works.
what you want them to do to you works.
Thank you very much.
That's a plain this thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And before you use this mic to talk on podcast, because Bible did not say it. So because Bible did not say you should laugh. Because the Bible did not say you should laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing.
Because you are replying. The Bible did not say you should reply me.
This guy is talking bullocks. This is the problem with people with dogma. They don't have a clear sense of direction. They cannot even think within reason. That's the problem I have with them. And the fact that these people are comfortable keeping them around, I don't understand. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. But religious people are always religious in their.
It's a matter of odds, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a matter of odds, yeah.
It's a matter of odd. So I think your morality should be grounded in your perception of the world. What causes pain, what causes less of pain. As if you are saying nothing is real or it's not real, I think pain is real, and we all can attest to that. Great talk. You get why. And then the reason why I don't want to even use pain as a metric, why I said that just do things that are lawful. Why I don't want, if I'm giving other people instruction for myself, I think. It's about pain. What is less pain? What's causing less pain? When I'm dealing with people, what causes less pain? What causes more? If I create less pain for people, I think we can do more business. I believe all of that. I can build a whole theory around that. But when I'm giving other people instruction, it's more like do what is lawful.
I beg.
Even the reason why we say do what is lawful, like you follow the law of the land.
The reason why we choose that simple rule is that do what is lawful is that I don't know what constitutes less pain for people.
Some people are numb to.
Somebody may think bomb is not painful.
I swear.
So I beg, before you think bomb is not painful,
you don't know where they
I think one thing that is making this thing very, we are not trying to find a way to fault it, is the fact that even in the Bible it has been already laid down that you should follow the law of the land. Cleansing,
you should do genocidal killing. You should do.
I've made this explanation about the New Testament and the Old Testament earlier on.
So you cherry pick your Christianity. It's only the New Testament that you're interested in. Is that what you are saying? You are a New Testament Christian.
If there's a reform in the New Testament,
in one word, you are a New Testament Christian.
If there's a reform in the New Testament, I follow the New Testament before I think about what is in the Old Testament.
So you are a New Testament Christian in one word.
Obviously, if you are a Christian, it's a New Testament thing.
Okay.
Definitely.
So we should forget. You should forget your God. And we have told you the problem. Now we have spotted the problem. The most important two law you gave us, we gave you the problem why they are wrong. Why they are wrong?
I'm saying even this Bible.
And then I think one of the other is that they slap you on the left, you should keep your whatever. You should persist and take the pain. They slap you on the left, you should keep.
Turn your right.
You turn your right. Or it's not your new standard that said that too.
I believe.
You don't believe in that one too.
It's not a matter of do I believe in it. Now let me give you this instance. If you think it is an absolute thing, and it's not that it's trying to pass an information that you should not be too rash, you should not be quickly rash about things. You will, if you check the part where Jesus was telling the disciples that they should always take a sword with them to do what? So in this case, it shows that Jesus doesn't just want you to be a dumbass that they are just beating on. Obviously,
so maybe to cut grass. I don't know.
To use you have seen where they are using sword to cut grass.
Cut meat. What did they want? I don't know. They use sword to cut meat.
They are using sword to cut meat.
Yeah, use sword to hunt. They use sword to cut everything. Yes. Now what are you talking about? To do what? What did he instruct them to do? Specify now. What did he instruct them to do? To kill people that are non-believer or what? Tell us now. What did he tell them to use? It is for them. It is for protection. It is for protection against what? Against aggression. Why are you reading all of that to the story? Is there any way to specify? Because I'm telling you, it's for you to kill people. It is if you are reading minutes, we need to. I can tell you other things that can be read to into it now. Kill people that doesn't take the Christ whatever. Because I can even tell you why I believe that's most likely the case. Because if he said anywhere that you go to and they not accept this message, curse them. Abi, I can tell you it's exactly for you.
And then he said you should clean the doors of it and leave them. And leave them.
So now you are telling why he's telling them. So why is it so precise in the reason why what they should do when they go to meet people? And now he's just telling them to carry sword because of. It might be carrying sword because of robbers.
Yeah, I think it might be in self-defense or something.
So what are you saying?
It's for self-defense.
But if they slap them on the face, they should not turn the other cheek. They should persist in the presence of. They should be silent in the presence of evil. That's what it means now.
That's not what it means.
Oh, so when they are slapping you on the left, they are slapping you on the right. What does it mean to know?
That is not what it means. That is, I think.
Why are you reading your own narrative into these stories and not just looking at it objectively? Why? Directly. Why not objectively?
No, it is because I've seen other traits that shows that those things should not be taken with their face value.
We should place it in the context of what? Just like the Muslim guys are saying. We should place it in the context of.
We should place it in the context
of war. Historical context of war.
It's not. This one is not a
new religion that is just imagined.
There is no.
What is your own justification?
My justification is that Jesus Christ will not say that, okay, you should be this person that you are just beating down.
You are a cultural Christian. Which part are you cherry picking?
You see, they slap you on the left. You shouldn't slap them back. This thing.
Now,
I have issue with it too. You understand?
If
you screw me,
I think you said something about grounding it in webbing.
If you screw me, I will slap you back. I will slap you back.
So that means you don't follow the Old Testament things. You are just trying to.
I said I like the traditions.
Christmas and choir.
I play worship songs. Even more common than most people.
Let's vibe and all of that. So
now for Beatrice, I have
vibes at each other.
For Beatrice, I have a very particular problem. You too, you are saying that people moral code are not grounded anyway. Where is the moral code for?
Isese people.
Well, I don't know. Isn't it like the Muslim guys are comfortable?
I'll come back to that.
Are comfortable with these guys? I think who else? I think the Christian guys, but they don't give me the reason why you guys have moral code. I don't know how they know that you guys have.
I think they made it clear that. I think they make it clear that they made it clear that their own issue is not moral code.
It's about uniformity.
It's about
everybody
they
God.
share God, and then this person does not share God. So
Okay,
it's just odd one out situation.
They are all these.
So I was the only one that claimed that my own reason is moral code.
Okay.
So now about the moral code of Isese religion, the interesting part is that the Ifa corpus is an important Is the
Do you have
most important
access to
source of
this
knowledge.
Ifa corpus?
I don't have a complete access, but I have access to at least 1/5.
Odi Meji suggests that people should do what's it called, human sacrifice. In order to
Suggests.
recommend, or what do you guys call it? When somebody is it instruct?
Instruct me.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to read out that exact. I would be.
You don't have
happy to
access.
read
I don't
that.
have access to it.
You
What
know,
I have access to says
the
so.
thing is, I can confirm to you that legendary babalawos and everything make this clear that there is no God in Yoruba the religion that is accepting the sacrifice.
Your moral
of-
code is rooted in what the babalawos
Said.
Or what the
have
Fakopos said.
Or
The-
the
all the
1/5
Fakopos are
saying.
1/5 of the Pakopos that you have access to.
Okay, one thing that I have access to is an important
And
one. Hold on.
what the
One thing that I
babalawos
have
have
access
said.
to is an important one. What the babalawos are
That
saying
might have schizophrenia.
is an important
that may
important
have-
one.
The other
Hold on,
part
hold
of
on.
it that you
Now,
don't know
apart from
says
that,
so.
Okay, okay.
so now you can't tell me
You are
that. You
defaulting
can't
to
tell me. You have
authority.
to give me the exact part that says that. I will be very honest. If you are talking about human sacrifice in the Ifa corpus, in the entire Ifa corpus, I know where it is and I know what it is about.
Where is
What's
it?
it
It
about?
is not.
Where
It
is
is not a
it? Where is
directive
it? Where is it?
from
Okay.
Ifa that people should go and do that.
So
The place that it exists is when it was when there is a parable that is being told of Orunmila.
to
He was pursuing an animal. He wanted to sacrifice an animal. He pursued the animal. He got tired. People mocked him. Nothing. Nobody gave him the time of the day. Everybody was ready to help him. So he got tired and then he left the deer. He was pursuing a deer. So now he left the place and then he encountered the woman. And the woman was barren. And the woman was barren. And then Orunmila, and then one thing led to another, and then they slept together. And Orunmila told the woman that she should expect a child, and she should name the child Omowo or something like that. I can't remember the exact name.
Omowo.
So she named the exact thing happened. She named the child that, and they parted ways. She named the child that, and then they left. So now, in olden times, people used to do human sacrifice with slaves.
Historical
With
context
slaves,
argument again.
with slaves. So now the story was that the continuation of that parable was that they went to fight a war. They captivated the woman and her son. They became slaves to the people in the other land. So these people were now trying to kill. They were trying to make a sacrifice, and then they were like, bring one of those slaves. Slaves are regarded to as things for context in those times. Human beings were regarded to as humans that are slaves are regarded to as things, not humans. So they said, bring one of those slaves. Let's sacrifice him. And it was this young boy, that was picked, that was to be sacrificed. And then Orunmila realized that no, he was not the one doing the sacrifice. Don't get it wrong. He was part of those people that way. He realized that okay, the boy told the story that this is who he is. Then Orunmila realized that no, I must not let this proceed.
Is that not why
This
they
is my
say
son.
working for more bore?
This is my son. Something
Yeah.
like that.
So
This is my son.
all of because cannot be bore. And now you are saying that there are no sacrifice.
This is my son. This is
human
my son.
sacrifice in your religion.
Let me
or
rescue
historical
him.
context. I've covered you too.
Let me rescue him. So he rescued the boy and he was
Yeah, and they
sacrificed.
use other
So that's the only instance you can go from Oyo to Egbaland, whichever place you want to go in Yoruba religion.
And they use other slaves.
And that's the only stuff that relates to
And they use
human
other
sacrifice.
slaves.
And then what we can derive from that story is the fact that it is the reality of the case that long ago, in ancient times, slaves were regarded to as people that were slaves are regarded to as things, and then they used to be sacrificed back then.
The Bible, the Christian people say it's historical context. Muslims say it's war and historical context. You two now, you are saying it's ancient this.
Yeah, like historical, like I even not even in our
Ancient. Who was recently found guilty of woman sacrifice? There's this billionaire guy in Osun State or something.
Yeah,
that was so
Odudua guy.
that means there's still enactment of all these
what's his name?
in real time.
The guy is a Muslim.
Odudua University.
I think he's a Muslim, right?
His name is Muslim.
What do you
Is
mean
he
it's a
Christian?
Muslim?
Odudua
You know, I just want to be
University.
sure that we clarify on
The
that.
guy that owns Odudua University.
Let's clarify if he's a Muslim or if he's a Christian.
doing
So
something.
the Christians will explain why their fellow Christian brother is doing human sacrifice. That one is not my business.
Odudua
It doesn't have anything to do with Isese. The guy has never claimed
Adedoyin. The guy name is
Are you doing
Adedoyin.
what?
So is what you're saying is one imam that did the sacrifice for him.
I don't know where it might be an imam, it might be a pastor, as the case may be. It might not even be a pastor. It might be one person with
So it's in historical context too. But you guys are not emulating that.
No God in Yoruba land is accepting a human being as sacrifice. No God in Yoruba land. If you can give me one God in Yoruba land, and we agree with you.
Calm down. Which God were they about to sacrifice to?
It was not clear from the story because it was a parable. It was not a real incident.
Something is very, very clear from that story. They were about to sacrifice somebody.
Yes, right? That means they used to sacrifice slaves before.
So slaves are not people
Slaves
now.
are not people.
All of a sudden, slaves are
not
not
No, at that point, during those times,
They are not human beings.
They are not human beings.
Slaves are not
at that time, the slaves were not regarded as human beings. Slaves were regarded as
So
things.
then,
Interesting.
those slaves, they don't have head, they don't have eyes, they don't look like you at all. They are
Interesting.
But they were regarded as things because that was what the knowledge of that time was.
So they were not humans.
Of course, they are human being like as
So
we see, as we know them to be.
okay,
So
so
slaves
slaves
were
are
goats.
I'm coming. So what's your take on the Abobaku thing?
The Abobaku theory.
Yeah.
What?
Not theory,
It's not a theory.
Not theory. No,
Historical
no.
context too.
Abobaku rose in ritual. Traditionally, the Abobaku is seen as a mediator between the spiritual and the physical realms. They perform rituals, sacrifices, and ceremonies that are
Josh, is an historical
to
context.
maintaining blah blah blah.
It's very much an historical context because I will explain why. Now,
Explain.
who was the last Abobaku that was buried alongside the king? If you can bring that in modern years of since documented history that was sacrificed with a king. These are ancient.
No, has that not changed the fact that it has not happened before?
No, I'm not saying it has not happened before.
I'm just saying the context of Isese.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying it's no longer a practice. So people should not start trying to claim that.
In modern times, they say the most notable instance of an Abobaku being sacrificed alongside a king is the case of Obadesoji Aderemi, the Oni of Ife, who passed away in 1980. Following his death, it was reported that a traditional sacrifice was made, which included the ritualistic sacrifice of an Abobaku.
Now, the funny thing is that the people during that time, the people there has debunked this, that there's no such thing. That the last time this was done was probably in the 17th century.
People that were
like the people that were in charge of the Ile Ife and everything. You can confirm these people that are the Ile Ife people that are holding these traditions. They are saying that the last time something like this was done was probably in the 17th century.
Imagine,
not in the 18th century.
As late as 17th century. And you are telling me about the fact that they are sacrificing in the Bible. And
No. My own is that I accept it. You are trying to deny it. That it was never part of your history. I'm not saying, and then you are trying to say that anytime there is human sacrifice, it is an Isese thing. And I'm trying to clarify to you that no, it is prevalent in our culture in past years, and we are no longer doing them because we realize that. It should no longer be the case. So now, and that's why I was pointing out to you instances of human sacrifice in Christianity, so that if you can keep the same energy you are keeping with me that it is Isese thing to sacrifice human being. Are you agreeing that it is a Christian thing to sacrifice human being? That's just my own side with you.
I can point to you.
Is it a Christian thing to sacrifice?
Is it a Christian thing to sacrifice human being? Answer the question.
There is no longer.
I can point to you in places in the Fakopos that will tell you that you should not sacrifice human beings.
Mr. Bill, I would like you to point it to us.
Point it to us.
Let us learn from your Ifako.
Point it to us.
Where it said that you should no longer do because
human sacrifice. Because you have it in historical context and you are hiding the rest of the book. Say, point it to us now.
I think that's where the biggest problem will come. Any random book now that says that and says that's the Fakopos, are you going to believe? I also want us to establish what I want you people we accept as truth of the Fakopos. If I show it now,
we believe in your sanity.
You will tell us the show me that
show it to us.
So now if I just pull up a book
of course,
and then I show you that this is you guys agree. So we go back and forth. You guys agree.
Yes.
So I also a Google Docs where I wrote it earlier before coming to this podcast.
You will tell us the
exact places
you see this whole thing is the real reason why they are docile. You understand? And then raising a kid in this way, we actually very likely it will increase their chance of docility. Because,
of course.
Because your book is not known, there's no literature to perpetuate the belief, and that's why the people that were actually believing that were dense enough to actually just allow other people to overwhelm them with whatever they believe, and then they don't have anything.
There was a time they used to sacrifice twins too. You know,
in Yoruba land, in Yoruba land, there was no such instance. When Mary Slessor ended killing of twins was in Calabar, not in Yoruba land. I don't know. A lot of misconceptions go around about this religion. And I understand it's not the fault of this.
Because you guys
it's the
don't
fault
have
of the
anything
religion
to
itself.
I'm
committed to changing that. So I'm committed to changing that. No problem. But I agree that it's a big problem. Because now I'm in a situation now where somebody is laying allegation of
some TV mom are claiming that they are doing Isese.
You know, from any chief imam saying they are doing
Isese.
Isese.
Declaring that they are Muslims.
They are doing these are you call them chief imams. What are they?
How do I recognize that you are an Isese person? What are the criteria? You do not wear white agbada. You do not wear.
No, wearing white agbada does not show that someone is an Isese person.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the closest thing that shows that someone is an Isese person is to ask them what their religion is.
So now somebody said they are doing Isese, and because they wear this, they are also in mosques. Does that mean they are not Isese?
That killing of twins, it was real, as in then in the Yoruba culture, right? It was said as far as 18th century. That was when it was stopped due to the influence of the Fon and Egun people, as well as Christian missionaries.
Where
in Yoruba land.
You have to find out this. But I'm interested in something. If I'm a Muslim, if somebody claims that I'm Isese, and because he's entry mosque, does that make them not an Isese?
No, I don't think so. I think it's enough that they can stand by it in public that they are Isese.
Uh-huh.
I think not somebody that cannot stand by it publicly when you ask him that was your religion. As I saying he's a Muslim. He's a Muslim.
Those imams, so they keep the Isese.
No,
they keep
if you ask them, everywhere, if you ask them what is your religion, they will tell you who they are because they know who they are going to respond to.
Okay, they said the killing of twins was prevalent in the then Ekiti, Ado Ekiti, and Elisha.
So they are not Yoruba land.
I don't know any
Why do you keep saying
I
you
don't think there's
research?
any evidence to that.
Then do your research.
Where did you find the information? Where did you find the information about killing of twins in Yoruba land? Where did you find it? Where did you find
several publications.
Where did you find it? I think you found it somewhere. Just tell us
where is
where
the
it
information
is.
coming from? What platform is that?
Because Mary Slessor stopped the killing of twins where? In Calabar, as we know it today.
Year she came now. That's the year she came now.
That's the year she came.
That's the year she came.
National Institute of Health (NIH) on their website is there, right?
So they are not a valid source of
And
information.
even Cambridge.
These guys,
You know the thing
how can somebody that they don't have documentation, they don't have any
These people are
documentation
worse
that
than
we can
atheists.
actually see, and
They don't have documentation. They have history of killing.
And they are modern time.
Modern time, they are still attributing
Documentations.
ritualism to them.
As in,
And you want me to
very
believe
funny.
you?
And then, as in, how do you make sense of that?
How do you make sense? No
what?
book that will defend you. Nothing. Until modern day, people are still attributing ritual and ritual killing to you people.
Yeah, I think I understand why people are attributing that. But I will always stay on pointing it to people as much as possible.
That
why they are probably wrong on those things.
This is
No. I will confirm this. I will confirm this. I will confirm this. This is the first time
when
I'm
I said
hearing
there was
this.
killing of twins, it's in
This
Calabar.
is the first time I'm hearing this. No, the popular as we know killing of twins to be. That's what I'm saying. Now, okay.
The funny thing is that when this guy was talking about his beliefs and all of that, we can like point to things.
And then we can hold them and say, no, you are dribbling us.
Yeah, to be frank.
I don't have documents. You don't have documents. I don't have our book. You don't have
all
our
of that. To be
So,
frank.
Like, what are you now holding on to?
As in,
What are
to
you
be frank,
Leave him. He's not prime Maradona. He's not dribbling everybody.
1/5 and the hearsay from a possible possible schizophrenic.
Are you calling hearsay or oral tradition? Let's be clear.
What do you say?
Oral tradition or hearsay?
You said
oral tradition or hearsay?
You say what certain people are saying.
Yeah, who are those who is what we call oral tradition. Are you saying oral traditions are hearsay? That's my question.
Oral tradition. Wait, oral tradition that may be coming from a schizophrenic whatever it is. You understand? And then you are basing that as a form of your faith. Why you are believing certain things that you don't even see, you've not seen.
And
Wait, John is asking a fundamental question.
What's the difference between oral tradition?
The difference between oral tradition and hearsay is what makes the Quran. Because the Quran is based on oral tradition.
And
it's Quran hearsay.
Wait.
Do you want to agree that Quran is hearsay?
No.
What's the difference between the oral tradition that passed down to Quran and hearsay? What's the difference? No. It was oral tradition that was written down. Don't get it wrong. Oral tradition that was written down. So I want him to. It's oral tradition that was written. It's oral tradition that was written down.
It was the recitation of the Quran from Muhammad. That was later written down.
Because you can just say that because Harvard has it now, it's no longer oral tradition or it's no longer hearsay. Because Harvard has it in written now. That does not change anything.
Wait, this
Quran
this Quran that you are talking about, even at the earliest time of it was written in scrolls, tablets,
yes.
and all of those things.
It was originally oral tradition rather. Not necessarily hearsay.
It's true recitation for most.
It was true recitation. Almost every part of the Quran was true recitation in the first place.
And the point of it is inception, right? At the point, it's not like after this thing that has happened in old Abobaku story that have been in before 50s.
At what point?
And then they start writing it.
At what point?
It's just very much recently that I started.
When was it even compiled? Was it even compiled?
When was it compiled?
Because it was believed to be.
Is it even publicly available?
Where was it compiled?
It's not freely available. That's the thing. And the ones that are available.
And these guys have the effort to think the atheists don't have moral code.
And the ones that are available publicly.
To say that the atheists and the agnostics don't have moral code. They are not granted the moral code.
Basically, I believe Mr. Bitresi is not well grounded in his religion.
He's confused.
He's not grounded at all.
He's confused.
Seek knowledge and try to understand what you're practicing.
Exactly what I'm doing. And the question of where the
without enough knowledge and half-baked knowledge already, you are parading yourself as what you are parading.
No. Just because you are just my don't get this wrong. You know why I will not take this from you. You not keep the same energy with other religions. Yes. The funny part is you will not keep the same energy with other religions. No. Let me tell you why you will not keep the same energy. If there is a Christian who is not very knowledgeable in the Bible, you will not tell me that makes him less of a Christian.
I shouldn't even sit on this podcast. If you know you are a fraud, you understand? You won't be part of today's episode.
And then for
to be frank,
we know what makes you a Christian. The fact that you believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus.
So knowing the 100% of the Fakopos is what makes someone an Isese person.
No, I'm asking you, what is it for you?
As long as you are declaring for sure that you are Isese, you are an Isese person.
Where's that written?
It's just a matter of common sense. Because somebody who is not of common sense. It's just a matter of common sense. It's a matter of common sense.
What do you mean it's a matter of common sense?
You believe that you are an Isese person and then you admit it. That's it.
So there are no pillars to your Isese.
Let's break it down. No, just because Isese is not the same as the Abrahamic religion you are familiar with does not make it less of a religion. Maybe you should stick to understand different religions. No, you are saying you are asking about pillars in a religion as if that's a necessity. I there are pillars necessity in a religion.
What are the criteria if I'm not using pillars?
Okay.
Maybe I should use
criteria for Isese. There are no specific criteria for Isese.
And I don't say that I'm an Isese person.
And then you are an Isese person and first we can't even confirm your belief. It's just the same way anybody. How do you know if someone is a Christian? How do we confirm if someone is a Christian?
At least for a rational dialogue, for you to be part of that, there are expected criteria we are looking for.
Like
there should be a proper grounding in your religion. So you'll be able to provide all the material that we can question.
No. Like for somebody to be a Christian is my question. No. For somebody to be a Christian.
That's too broad. That's too broad.
So it's too broad for rational dialogue to say what we make somebody an Isese person. If that's the case,
for rational, let me
it's too broad for rational dialogue.
Calm down.
Into rational dialogue. For that we put in proper concept. You should be grounded in your religion. And at least what that means is that you should be able to give us a sort of material that we can question.
can
So
refer
the
to.
point is that to be part of rational dialogue, you need to be part of the Abrahamic religions, which are the religions.
It's common sense. It's
Provide
common
us
sense.
with a
It's
material
common
we can
sense.
question.
Now,
If you
something
like,
you can question.
go and recite all those recitations and write it down.
Now,
Now
and
your
then
problem.
we
What I want is that provide us with all the materials
something
we
you
can
can refer
question.
to. Simple.
So if
At
I
least,
can provide
even
the
if
1/5,
rooted in oral
if I
tradition,
can-
you'll be able to like give us
So
the
if I can provide,
oral
like,
version of
the oral
what we are
tradition,
talking about.
the
So
oral
not
thing.
telling
so
us-
if I can
not
provide
telling us.
1/5 of
The
the Ifako post,
the other thing that is the oral tradition, you should be able to
Abeg,
give us
abeg.
what it is.
so the 1/5 of the Ifako post I provide it to you, make it available to you. Will that serve any purpose? Or you want the whole thing?
Wait, so if I
Or you
give you
want the whole
1/5,
thing?
if I give you 1/5 of the Bible, will you think I'm giving you the best bet? I might give you the material at all. If I give you 1/5 of the
Imagine,
Bible,
I just give you.
One out of
I just
five.
give you the New Testament.
1/5 of the Bible, or you take 1/5 of the Quran. Say they will not, select and
The
non-select.
way select the good parts.
So
this
what
part.
we are saying now is that what I'm now putting to you now is that my religion, these things are closed source. These books, this issue of like text is closed source mostly. The only way to get them is through somebody that was trained in this. And now, the fact that somebody is being trained in them does not make them. It's not what makes them an Isese person. It's what makes them a Babalawo, which
Okay.
is different from
Okay.
being an Isese adherent. Isese adherents do not know the whole of that, and they
Okay.
do not even need to know it for the most part.
So
That's
all you have
the
to
funny
do is
thing about
to
religion.
believe in what?
So what they have to do is that worship the spirits, believe in the spirits that they are reaching to God through.
Okay. So have
Or
you
the
contacted that
spirits
spirit before?
That they are reaching.
Have you
to God
contacted that
through.
spirit before?
I try. That's it. I try.
Have you?
And then
Have
what
you-
was the result? What was the result?
I try.
What was the
How
result?
did you try?
How did you try? And
How
then-
did you try?
How did you try?
Well, what's the results? Why did you try?
So the thing is, I try. That's just so. I just open
How did you
myself
try?
up to it.
How?
How did you try?
The thing is, I open myself up to it is the most part, and I don't know, like for real, like how do we try to reach this spirit on a normal day too? It's just the question. It's an
How did you try?
Should I be clear? Should I be clear with you? I actually believe you are not what you see, what you are projecting yourself to be.
How do you determine that?
See, I've seen several videos of Ifa people. They believe in Ifa. People that
Ifa
believe in
priests.
where they're
They
trying
can
to
recite this thing.
recite their stuff.
These are
As in-
babalawos, Abi, or just
calm
Ifa
down.
adherents
Ifa adherents.
who recite
Yes.
Yes, and
what's
that
it?
they know different.
you need to show me proof of those people that are not babalawos.
See, all these
I'm
guys on
interested.
Twitter, are they babalawos?
They are babalawos. All of them.
So
All
what
of
you
them.
are saying is
Someone
that
that is
Wait,
vast
oh,
is
wait, oh,
babalawo.
wait, oh,
Someone
Someone that
that
is
wait,
vast.
wait,
Someone
it's
that
only
is-
your
it's
pastor-
just like
it's only your
the
pastor
priest,
that
just
can-
like the religious
Basic,
equivalent
basic.
of the priest being the
Well, I
custodian.
understand. Wait,
Just like when
basic,
Judaism,
basic.
just like in Judaism.
yeah,
where
before the
kept custody of
the Torah
what's
was
the name?
this thing released
Of
for
the
public.
books.
There's a man across the fence there. He's an Isese person. Is he also?
He's an Isese person.
Yes,
Who?
now.
Who? Across the fence.
Yes.
Isese
Or a
person,
Muslim.
yes.
What do you mean by that?
Is he a Christian? Is he a Muslim?
have you seen him in
a
the-
man across the fence?
Have you seen him? Have you seen
Maybe
him
we are
in the
talking
mosque
about
before?
different people. Maybe we are talking about different people. The man.
This guy and the other people, they wear these are white this thing during when they want to do their egungun or some other
Those
I'm
those
coming
events are
I'm
not what we
coming
are using to
and also
measure
doing the
anything
other
here.
this thing and they'll be reciting what Oduifa or Kanawani this they'll be saying to themselves meanwhile you
Just
You
because
are
I
claiming
can't
that
just-
you- you're
okay,
claiming one Isese guy. You can't even recite just one.
Let me recite just one. If that's what we make me an Ifa person, let me recite just one. I can just recite just one.
Just one. Where are the rest?
I just
Where are
recite
the
just
rest?
one. If that's the
Where
case.
are the
And
rest?
Where
apart
are
from
the
that,
rest?
That's why did he now bring up
and
just one? If that's
also
if it's
there
not
are
relevant.
cases
Why did he bring
there
up
are
what's not
cases there are
relevant?
cases whereby wait
Let him make his
there are
case.
cases whereby I'll call you between they are doing one Isese festival over there. Why don't you go and join them? You say no you
Wait, are you cultural
this thing,
Isese
Let
person?
me
Are you
let me
cultural
show you.
Are you selectively Isese? Are you cultural? Are you full supporter?
Let me
Tracy,
give you
are
an
you
insight.
Tracy,
Let
Tracy?
me give you an insight.
Tracy,
John
please,
Wills,
please,
for
please.
instance,
Are
now.
you cultural Isese person?
Mostly
Because-
cultural. As things stand, mostly cultural.
Okay.
As things stand, I'll be honest, mostly cultural. Now let me give you an insight to what I'm saying.
Okay.
I can just reach out to John Reeves and say they are doing church service there. You are not going on Sunday.
Okay.
Because Christians go to church on Sunday. And then he chooses not to go. Does that make him less of a Christian?
Okay, and I'll tell you that I've seen John in the church several times.
So you only want to see me in
you
once?
I haven't even seen
So
you.
you only want to see me once, and then you be like, this guy is.
I think you know that we are practicing. We are practicing.
Or we just go through a rabbit hole where I will go once. You tell me you did not go the second time. I will go 200 times. Tell me I want you to go 201 times.
Calm down. What do you guys 10 commandments look like?
I don't think we have anything of such.
You don't have.
So
at the end of the day, you have a leader that don't have a moral code.
The problem is not that
you have a leader that don't have a moral code.
Not that he does not have a moral
So where
code.
is it?
There are certain things that we understand that somebody who is a practitioner of Isese should not be doing, such as falsehood and different other things like that.
Falsehood.
I think that's the
What do you
major
mean
one.
falsehood?
Like falsehood,
What do you mean by falsehood?
lying. No. Okay. Let me hear you. Yeah.
Orunmila lied to Yiku that he doesn't have a wife that is yellow.
That's yellow.
Because he has started to go and darken all of his wife. That one is what? Lying by?
Deception.
No,
that one is deception, not lying.
So now the issue
Lying by attributes.
I think what you are
White
getting
lie.
wrong with that is that Orunmila will provide insights to your matter for you and give you a solution. Think for you and give you a solution to
The
your
Infa
problem.
Are you talking about the Infa code or Orunmila?
The
Or
Infa
divination.
code. The Infa code. So we give you insight to what you are supposed to do in every situation.
But that one is not lying.
Falsehood in this sense.
That one is not lying.
In this, it's just a matter of escaping problem. I think that's what it is. So now it's just
Okay,
like
when you
No,
lie to escape
when you
problem,
lie to
it's not a lie.
escape problem, it's not a problem.
no, it's more like it's more like the way we understand things to be.
You are redefining
What
truth
do you
and
mean by lie?
falsehood.
What do you
You
mean by
are
lie?
sounding Petersonia in
Let
nature.
me give you an example. I watched a video where a judge was telling the boy that what is that? What does that man? If I tell you that man is a bad fat man, the man in question is not bad and bad. The boy said that is a lie. He said, but if I tell you that the judge in this case is a beautiful young woman, this is an old woman speaking, and the boy said that is true, and then she's like yes. So the point is that we know this underlying that inherent truth, inherent falsehood, and everything. We know that there are some times where you need to apply common sense. I think that's the point.
It's
That's
not
the
about
point.
lie
So
now. It's
not a
common
matter of
sense.
inherent truth, inherent lie.
It's
Because if we get into that, we are going to go through a deep rabbit hole.
This Isese guy said that when it comes to escaping problem, it's no longer lying. It is commonsensical in nature.
Or it's white lie.
It's just the
It
concept
is
of white lie
lie.
and not white lie. I think it's just that concept. It's just that exact
What's the
concept.
definition of white lie?
White
Now,
lie.
falsehood in this context is falsehood that will harm someone, that has the potential to harm somebody.
So you guys don't bear false witness, just like the Christian instructed.
But you lie.
Like if
that's
your lie is
bear
going to
false
harm someone,
witness.
you're going to
That's
get
what you
someone
are saying.
harmed.
That's what you are saying.
We are not going to be involved.
But
in
you
that.
don't mind lying.
But if it's about lying, and after the lie nobody is harmed, it's not wrong.
But you are breaking premise of what your religion stands for. You are saying don't lie.
That's why I was
You are clarifying
I was about to clarify
your
it and then
definition of
because
falsehood.
It's black lie,
falsehood
not
in the
lie.
sense of not falsehood in the sense
It's
of
black
just
lie.
misrepresent fact. That's not what constitutes like
falsehood for you people.
in our
You people have your own definition of what is
what
lie.
constitutes falsehood. Is
See
a matter
them,
of
see people
when
that are not
somebody can be
atheists,
harmed.
that hate atheists, but they have all these definition
Because
of
nobody
falsehood.
is harmed. I mean,
What
if somebody is
people also support this thing, sacrificial killing. You know that one too is not part of the moral code.
that one is nobody.
You cannot even debate that one. If you are debate that one,
Nobody is
nobody is
recommending
sacrifice.
Definitely sacrificing animals is allowed because we believe that you give.
I'm saying you guys do human sacrifice. I can put it in
We still
theoretical
do
content, and
human
I find it
sacrifice.
in your books.
In current,
I can put it in
you are going
theoretical
to have to give me
context.
the name of the
and
God
I put it
that
in your
is
book.
requiring a human from you.
What is
I
your
want to
own?
know. I
Why
want to
you
know.
that your religious
So you can
person?
just
I've
go
been looking
random
for God
We trace
for
it.
you.
We trace it.
No, No,
Betrays
which spirit
You just tell the
requires
story
human
about
from
it.
you?
Betrays
Which
it.
spirit requires human from
What
you?
is my own?
From-
What-
no,
what-
which
what's
spirit
my
is
own?
going to- No, I'm
Is
not
it not
telling
your
you-
Ifa
I'm
corpus?
not telling
It's not
you
in your
that-
Ifa
It's not in
corpus?
our Ifa corpus that a spirit is accepting any
Is it not-
human being from anybody.
Okay,
It is
the
not there.
Orumila, calm
So
down.
I'm
The
making it
Orumila
clear.
son that they want to sacrifice is not human being. It's a slave.
So now I've told you that. Okay, now I can even tell you that that's a parable, not a real life story. And what are you going to do about that? That's the point.
Okay,
I can just tell you
your
that.
beliefs are based on parable.
This is a parable.
Answer.
No,
Your
it's
beliefs are
parable
based
after
on-
the
Your
parable,
beliefs,
after the
your
parable.
beliefs are
Your
based on
No,
parable, and you are
Like-
not meant to infer any knowledge out of that parable.
Are based on
We
parable.
found
Your
knowledge
beliefs
Calm
like
down.
animal
Question
farm.
one.
Your belief is like
Question
animal
one.
farm.
Your belief
No.
is based on Tracy. I want yes or
I
no.
want to reply everybody once. I will reply you last. Sorry, I want to reply everybody that asked me a question in this. So now our belief is like Jesus' story about the sower. Is that animal farm? Jesus' story about the sower. Is that animal farm? Jesus' story
besides that,
about
it's a
Lazarus and the rich man. Is that farm?
Wait,
Is that
wait.
animal farm?
Calm
Which
down,
one?
calm down.
The story of Jesus about Lazarus and the rich man. Is that animal farm?
And then it is precise that they are all parables.
When did Jesus?
Where is
Josh asked a question?
Okay.
No,
If you know,
and in fact, I'm ceding my question.
So now-
wait,
now-
don't.
so
don't-
are you
can-
done?
so
don't
I'm just-
say
Is it
yourself.
animal farm or not?
Is it animal farm or
Wait,
not?
not
Yes
animal
or
farm.
no?
You will answer us. Wait,
It's
wait,
parable,
you answer
Abi.
us.
Yeah, it's like animal farm, definitely.
You
It's like
answer
animal
us.
farm.
So that's how this part of the story is. Animal farm.
Calm down. So
Exactly.
as
Wait,
you
simple
say-
as that. Now, to
I
your
want to
question
understand
now.
this. Your beliefs are grounded in parables.
There are a lot of variables that point us to direction.
Are you meant to infer any knowledge from that parable? Are you meant to infer any instruction from those parables?
There is, what do we call that stuff? Yeah. They are supposed to infer understanding
Yes or
from
no?
that.
Yes or no?
understanding, not activity, but understanding from that.
Not
Yes.
activity.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly. Just the way.
Wait.
What does your
Where did
understanding
he say
translate
you should
to?
infer activity, not?
No, I'm just specifying that.
understanding, not
Calm
activity.
down. I'm
This is
trying to
rational
follow his
dialogue.
understanding.
Okay, please.
You are meant to infer understanding out of that.
Okay.
So I heard that Orumila will rescue his son from sacrifice, blah, blah, blah. My understanding is that when you people want to sacrifice my son, don't sacrifice my son, you sacrifice somebody else's son. Is that a good understanding of the story or not?
Is a value you understand that when people want to sacrifice what
Does
belongs to me, I
that
should not take
not suggest
my
that there's
son.
sacrificing of human being?
I think it can suggest that
Does
maybe
that-
there used to be sacrificing of
I
human
want
beings.
yes or no. I don't want all
Okay.
this. Does that not suggestive of sacrificing of human being?
It's not that straightforward.
It does
you
not.
said
Is that whether it's straightforward or not?
Like,
I want
okay,
to know
does that
whether
suggest? You said suggest.
Does that
that
suggest?
suggests that? Yes.
So if I now say historically, I've seen you people killing twins, you people doing human sacrifice, you doing people this thing, honoring your Abobaku culture. Does that not affirm that there's human sacrifice going on in your religion, whether historically
Okay, whether
or
it's in the past or in the present,
Okay.
I totally agree with that. That
So-
there has been instances of human sacrifice in Isese tradition.
So now, since it's close us, is it safe for me to assume that there's still human sacrifice going on in some close quarters?
Based on their understanding.
So
Based
if I
on their
see
description of
Ifa
it.
people somewhere, somehow, they are doing oro, they are doing this thing, they said you should not come open your door, don't come out. Is this okay for me to assume that there's still human sacrifice going on? So I should not come out.
That there might be.
And there might be
There might
human
be,
sacrifice.
yeah.
And I should
think
not.
it's safe.
It's
safe.
fair for me to assume
It's
that there's
safe.
still human
And there
sacrifice.
might be. human
Ladies and
sacrifice.
gentlemen, this is the end of today's
So, that's
episode. It is clear now that don't trust any Sheshe people. They might kill
Just like
you.
just same
It's
way,
a
just same
possibility.
way. Don't trust any Christian. Don't trust any Muslim or whatever the case may be. Don't trust them.
You
Just
hear
that
him.
way.
You
I
hear
think you
him.
should apply your
And
common
then
sense
don't trust-
in trusting people in general.
Don't trust anybody that say that he love God more than himself.
And be careful trusting atheists too, because you don't know what their exact
Baba,
moral code
are you
is.
the host? Let me
I'm
finish
just
my-
saying my final. I'm just saying
Baba, are you the host?
Sorry.
And they don't trust anybody that is wearing suit. Ask anybody that you want to enter car with. Okay, I beg, are you sooner or shite?
Exactly.
You know, and then for the atheists, if you don't see them carrying bomb, you see them, you won't understand that they are friendly human beings.
That's
They
it.
are-
That's
they are
scam. That's
Don't trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody.
Especially when they tell you that, even if they tell you that they are atheists, don't trust them.
We see you next week.